The story opens with a girl enduring her cultivation tribulation. While others suffer under heavenly lightning, she breezes through like it's cake. Even she's baffled at how easy it was. Instead of joy, she feels dread, fear, and gossip. As expected, rumors spread calling her a freak to avoid. On Earth, a guy gaming suddenly meets that very character. Turns out she only existed in the virtual world. The guy, named Lakbei, is a simple but good-hearted dude. His in-game waifu's hyperreal body leaves his buddy Ming frozen. He screams, "That's my wife," in a delusional frenzy, but joy fades fast as the screen flashes a system error. All data is wiped, shattering the gamer's heart. Just as he plans to uninstall, his hand glows with strange energy. The light fades, leaving a mysterious ring. He recalls it looks like the in-game control interface. Then the ring bursts into a dazzling rainbow glow. In Fenghua City, a girl suddenly appears out of nowhere. Shiz confused, not knowing why she's in this strange place. In her daze, she drops an old man's watermelon. The furious vendor yells, blaming her for wrecking his stall. She apologizes and asks how much to pay, but seeing her beauty, the man turns lecherous. Quick-witted, she tosses a few spirit stones and bolts. Sighing, as she runs, a car zooms past her. She screams. Oh my heavens, the driver slams the brakes, cursing her for almost causing a crash. Bewildered, she realizes she was in the cultivation realm moments ago, wandering the streets. She gapes at the bizarre clothes and cars. She decides to find shelter before figuring things out. Meanwhile, the guy discovers the ring holds countless treasures and cultivation arts. His phone buzzes with a new message. Curious, he checks, thinking it's breaking news. His friend sends a pic of a strange girl, joking she looks like a white-haired, redayed fairy cosplayer. Staring closer, he freezes his in-game wife. To confirm, he grabs his sect token, determined to see her in person. If she's really Xiao Yuli, their tokens should resonate. Meanwhile, at a bustling amusement park, the girl also pulls out her token. Sensing something odd, it lights up instantly. She beams with joy, shouts Zamadi Kudasai, and nearly gets hit by a car. She's puzzled why the artifact suddenly activated. The impact makes Eula's Twin Peaks quake like a magnitude 9 quake. Just then, the guy arrives, awestruck by nature's grandeur. He pinches himself, wondering if it's a daydream. Half scared, half thrilled, he mumbles, "My wife Destiny's real," but he reins himself in, thinking jumping to conclusions is dumb. A ring alone can't prove she truly crossed worlds. Only seeing it firsthand will tell. At that moment, Yuli spots him and greets him politely. He blurts out silly lines, prompting her to reply in ancient speech. He thinks she's cosplaying, while she thinks he's a poetic scholar. When she mentions the sect, he spots a real token in her hand, utterly shocked. Yuli overjoys at meeting someone from her own world. Moments later, they arrive at his apartment. He shyly says his place is humble, hoping she won't mind. Curious about the year 2022, she listens as he laughs and asks her to take off her shoes. She stares at the flip-flops, baffled by such weird footwear. Meanwhile, he rummages around for another pair but finds none. Suddenly she removes her socks, softly calling him senior. She says she must remove them to fit the strange shoes. He smirks wickedly, thinking, voluntary undressing, no coercion here. Once seated, she asks what this place is, then wonders how to return to her old sect. He bluntly says, "You can't." The answer stuns Yuli, who screams in panic. Lakbei sighs, saying this world is nothing like hers, no spiritual energy at all. He explains no one here can rip through space-time between realms. She trembles, asking if she'll never return to her sect again. He hesitates, unsure whether to tell her she's a mere game character. In the end, he hides it, not wanting to crush her spirit. Suddenly, Yuli grabs his collar, accusing him of deceit. She demands he answer her immediately, flustered. Lakbei leans close and whispers, "Sorry," then gently pats her head, admitting he truly doesn't know how to help her home. But he offers to stay with her in this world forever if she wishes. She blushes, realizing he's known her all along, feeling oddly safe. In her cultivation realm, she'd been shunned as a demonic freak. Lakbei hands her a can of cola, saying, "Try Mortal World drinks." He assures her he's not lying and will find a way back for her. Touched, she asks if everyone here is as kind as he is. Thinking it over, she feels maybe arriving here isn't so bad. As her creator, he understands her wounds and gently comforts her. But when he opens the can, soda explodes like fireworks. Yuli gasps, jaw dropped in shock. He scrambles to catch the fizzy mess. She mistakes it for poison and shouts to stop him. He laughs, about to explain it's just carbonated water. Before he can finish, she props her leg on the table and draws something. A blinding flash makes Lakbei yelp from the glare. When it fades, she's holding a long, frost-coated sword. Ming sees it and yells, "What the heck, where'd that sword come from?" Before anyone reacts, a slash splits the poor soda bottle in half. Lakbei watches cola spill, mourning like he lost a treasure, then suddenly feels a burning pain in a sensitive spot, left speechless. Turns out the sword's swing grazed his manhood. The pain feels like acid, nearly knocking him out. He collapses, clutching himself, wailing for divine help. Yuli panics, thinking it's a sword poison backlash. She frantically urges him to take an antidote. While he groans, "It's not poison," she still doubts him, thinking the bubbles mean deadly poison. He endures the pain, telling her to grab another drink while he changes clothes. Ashamed, she bows and apologizes, feeling she's caused a huge disaster. In the kitchen, Yuli blames herself for being useless in this strange world. She comforts herself that at least Lack Bae hasn't grown to hate her. As she bends to drink water, he walks in to say something, but the curved TV's glow stuns him, wiping his mind blank. Meanwhile, Yuli drinks innocently, her allure making his brain freeze. She sips with bliss like tasting celestial wine. He stammers about boiling water. Eyes lost in her curves, his body reacts on instinct. Alerting the lower forces, he yanks his collar, whispering, "Stay down, don't rise," making her ask, "What's rising?" She steps closer, her twin peaks wobbling, and he wishes he could vanish. Panicking, Lackby pleads, "Spare poor Peter. Please." After the awkwardness, they sit to talk seriously. He explains this mortal realm has no cultivation. He warns her no swords, no spells, no heavenly identity reveals. She nods obediently, respectfully calling him senior. He winces, telling her to drop the title and just speak casually. He'll teach her how to blend in. After some hesitation, she confesses she might have done something wrong. She admits accidentally knocking over a shop shelf. To compensate, she gave the owner a glowing spirit stone. Later realizing they only use colorful paper money here, she was mortified. He fears a serious crime but laughs when it's just giving mortals free gold. Patting her head, "No worries." He says he knows that shop and will help her retrieve the stone. A while later, they arrive at the store. He calls out loudly for the shopkeeper, but it's empty inside, leaving him puzzled. Then something before him makes his jaw drop. He senses someone secretly watching from behind. Outside, crowd gathers, gossiping about a large, glowing, round object inside. Girl points at the curved TV, claiming it's a fake due to its old logo. She suspects the shop's trafficking counterfeit goods and vows to investigate. Meanwhile, inside, Lack Bae feels a pair of blooded eyes fixed on him. It turns out to be that chubby girl, admiring him and saying, "So pretty." Then she blurts, "Whoa, handsome much." Out of nowhere, she throws something at him, shouting, "Why aren't you wearing clothes?" Lack Bae frowns back. "I am wearing them. Look closer." Just then, a terrified cry echoes from deep within. "Help me, bro." The door suddenly glows eerie purple, oozing demonic energy. Both rush in, unaware of the danger ahead. Inside, a giant serpent demon coils around the shopkeeper, horrifying everyone. Ming gapes, yelling, "What the heck is that black monster?" Before they recover, the strange girl summons her weapon. A gold-plated boar spear appears. She shouts, "Foul demon, how dare you wreak havoc here?" and charges in. Bae freezes amid the chaos, unsure if this is a mythic movie or a waking nightmare. Her spear pierces the snake's neck, blood splattering everywhere. The shopkeeper collapses, trembling in terror. The girl sits atop the serpent's corpse, chanting while plastering talismans all over it. The charms whirl through the air, sticking firmly to the demon's body. A loud boom erupts, blinding light flashing across the room. The serpent explodes, chunks burning and flying apart. One piece hurtles toward Lack Bae. She dives to save him, accidentally smothering his face in her soft peaks. The impact leaves him breathless and wide awake. Heart pounding, blushing, she softly asks, "Are you okay?" Before he can reply, something clouds his mind again. Narrowing her eyes, she asks suspiciously, "Are you a cultivator too?" She leans close to sniff him, while he thinks, "Heaven help me, they're round and fragrant." Finally, she exclaims, "Wait, you're not a cultivator at all." He raises his hands, "I'm no Taoist, just a mortal, I swear." She chuckles, patting his head. This guy's got quite an imagination. Then formally introduces herself. "I'm King Su Zi of Longho Mountain Celestial Master Sect." Lack Bae's brain melts. "Wait, who time traveled here? Me or Yuli?" He mutters, stunned that Longho Mountain actually exists, not just fiction. King Suzy explains, "If a cultivator hides their aura, it's like being unclothed. I mistook you for a peer." She adds he seems tainted by odd spiritual energy. Surely a master lives in his home. Then politely asks, "May I know which sect your companion hails from?" Wiping sweat, he blurts, "She's from Sai Yun's sword sect." She frowns, puzzled, never heard of such a sect. As they talk, Lack Bae spots a familiar spirit stone at his feet. Delighted, he thinks this might send Yu Lai back home. But looking up, he nearly nosebleeds. Before him stands a girl in a fluttering white skirt with a pink bow. He gawks at her geometry, drooling, until she blushes, covers her skirt, and yells, "Pervert." At that moment, Kinnix's gaze drops to the spirit stone in his hand. She sternly asks, "Why would a mortal carry such a rare cultivation treasure here?" He stammers that this little rock's that valuable. She nods slightly, assuming he's a novice fresh from the mountain, then scolds gently, "Your aura concealment is sloppy, and you handle relics carelessly. Let me instruct you." She solemnly hands him a paper with a core code, saying, "Scan this so we can stay in touch." Lack Bae sweats, baffled. Wait, spirit stones work with bank transfers now, leaving King Suzy speechless. Excited, she messages her sect bragging she met a hidden master only to be scolded. "Idiot. Real hermits don't exist anymore, you've been duped." She fumes, insisting he held a spirit the size of a fist, clearly not an ordinary man. Hearing that, her senior brothers instantly activate a special mission mode. They text frantically, "Keep him close, don't let him go, you can do it." Reading the last line, she blushes and shouts, "What are you implying? I haven't even broken my primordial yang yet." Meanwhile, back at the apartment, Yuli gazes gloomily at the strange world, lamenting how different it is from home. Curious, she asks Lakbi, how do you even know about the Sai Yun sword sect? Thinking fast, he lies that his ancestors were buddies with the sect's founder. Of course, he wouldn't dare admit that sect was born from his keyboard. Hearing this, she gawks in awe, nearly falling off her seat. He grins inside. What a majestic fake title. He fakes solemnity. Can't recall clearly. It was ages ago. Haha. Suddenly, light from his ring catches her attention. She grabs his hand, eyes sparkling, saying, this ring. He blushes, assuming she's proposing, blurts, if you like it, you'll buy a diamond one. We can plan our future kids too. Truly a simp of immortal rank. She freezes, thinking it's the Sword Patriarch's ring. Deepening her suspicions, a romantic vision flashes, receiving the ring under moonlight. Smiling shyly, her heart races. Could he be the one? Lakbi panics, waving frantically. No, don't misunderstand. That's not what I meant. He quickly changes topics, claiming his cultivation knowledge came from King Suzy earlier, urging Yuli to keep it secret. Hearing another girl's name, she pouts slightly, feeling her first sting of jealousy. He notices her odd mood, asking, what did you say? She stammers, nothing. Just then, his phone buzzes with a new message. The sender, King Suzy. The 3-second voice note plays a terrified scream. Help! Then trembling words. Senior, don't come on. Alarmed, he jumps up, shouting, Allie, get your flying sword, we're going now. Hearing the nickname, Yuli blushes, heart fluttering with joy. As they mount the sword, she guides his hand to her waist. Warning, hold tight, it flies fast. He grins wickedly, thinking, who could refuse such an embrace? The sword shoots through the sky, leaving a dazzling trail of light. Wind roars past as he yells, whoa, speed limit, please. Meanwhile, deep in a dark, damp forest far away, King Suzy, battered and torn, runs for her life. Gasping, she glances back, whispering, I think I lost them. But 3 massive serpents rise ahead, hissing murderously. They lunge at her like a storm. She pulls out talismans, chanting frantically in despair. 4 more emerge behind, the air thick with killing intent. She screams, who's the trickster here? From the shadows, a man in black steps out, voice cold as death. Where's the spirit stone? King Suzy, mistaking him for a cool assassin, starts to flirt, but he snaps. Silence. She frowns, realizing he released the serpent in the shop to steal the stone. He sneers, hand it over, and I might let you live. Clutching her phone, she frets, where's that idiot Lakbi when I need him? To stall, she retorts, aren't you afraid the Divine Exorcist Bureau will punish you? He smirks, you mean those cowardly lapdogs? Laughing maniacally, he boasts, if I feared them, I wouldn't be a true master. As he cackles, she seizes the chance, flinging talismans and shouting, copying villain laughter, amateur move. But that man is none other than Tay, the infamous killer of the demonic path. He calmly lets a snake block the spell. Boom. It explodes into ash. A toxic green mist spreads, making her gasp, poison gas. Her body weakens, strength fading fast. Tiny snakes slither up, binding her as the assassin laughs. You brought this on yourself. The snakes coil her tightly, pinning her limbs. Even her chest is squeezed out of shape. She groans. Damn it. She struggles and yells, let me go. Bastard. He steps closer, sneering, hand over the spirit stone, and it'll make your death painless. Just then, light flashes. Lakbi descends heroically from the sky like an action movie savior. Seeing him, King Yun cheers, but he gawks at the snake bondage scene, shouting, what the heck, new trend? You calling me for a wedding or what? She blushes, yelling, shut up, idiot, is after your spirit stone. The black-robed man appears behind him, growling, so you're the one holding it, a mortal wielding such treasure. He scoffs, summoning dark energy. His hands gather toxic kite, reaching for Lakbei's throat. But Lakbei stands firm, clutching the spirit stone without fear. King Yun panics, screaming, run, you fool. Yet Lakbei's eyes turn cold, killing intent flaring. Instead of fighting, he lectures, killing for a rock. Aren't you afraid of divine retribution? Everyone, even King Yun, stares blankly. What kind of logic is that? She snaps, now's not philosophy hour, you lunatic. The dark man snorts, heaven's will, a useless myth. The moment he finishes, Lakbei smirks and lightning strikes straight from the sky. The man flies off, charred like a burnt potato, screaming in agony. He writhes in terror. King Yun freezes, stunned. Did that mortal really summon lightning? No normal bolt could fell a demon snake. Who exactly intervened? Before she finishes, the man's head drops clean off. Yuli steps forward quietly, eyes scanning the scene. His dead, she says softly. It's finally over. Lakbei's eyes gleam. He jokes, with you here, safety's guaranteed. Without your help, it'd be barbecue by now. She smiles. Just a small spell, but hey, where's that girl you rescued? Blushing, she adds awkwardly, wait, where'd she go? Turns out the girl's collapsed on the ground. They rush over. Panicked, Yuli examines her. Snake venom, no antidote. I'll suck it out. Lakbi chuckles, who said I've got no solution. From his ring, a shining pill floats out. Lucky me, always keep spares. Yuli gasps, that's a supreme antidote pill from Kui Yun Sword Patriarch. He doesn't answer, just hurriedly feeds the girl the pill. When it won't go in, he grumbles, don't blame me for being rough. then pushes hard to get it down. A splash follows as the medicine finally enters. The girl's body trembles violently. Lakbei sweats. I swear I just gave her medicine. Ali saw the whole thing. As he pulls back, more liquid spurts. Honestly, just medicine. Guys, has so startled he nearly wets himself. Turning to Yu Li, he pleads. Ali, don't be mad. I'm innocent. But she doesn't reply, only gasps. Look over there. Something's really off about this one. She exclaims. He bends down to check, pulling the hood away. Everyone freezes in shock. The body morphs into a monstrous creature straight out of a Demon Slayer story. Lakbei blurts, holy crap, is this what you meant, an actual demon? Nope, she says. Has a snake sorcerer, half human, half beast, she explains with cute gestures, making the grim scene oddly ridiculous. He blushes, covering his face. Got it, stop acting it out already. With things a mess, they decide to discuss it back home. As they leave, someone rushes after them, but too late. Wait, you're too fast. Hey, don't go yet. She flips open her notebook, teasing, running's fine. But ever heard of traffic laws? The Divine Exorcist Bureau wants spare criminals, you know. Just then, something grabs her leg. She screams, Demon Cultivator. It's the killer. She asks worriedly, hey, you look weak, are you okay? Don't pass out. I didn't even hit you. His body crumbles like clay. She realizes it's just a puppet controlled by mechanical magic. Only the underworld can craft such armor. She must report it to the Bureau at once. But turning around, a horrifying sight makes her freeze. Without hesitation, she activates a protective barrier. What the heck just happened? Meanwhile, back at Lakbei's apartment, the guy stares at King Yun, eyes wide. Yuli walks over, softly saying the girl's fine now. No need to hover like a cop. She adds, that venom came from a low-tier snake, making him ask, weaker than yeah, like a baby snake with no fangs. He sighs. The cultivation world sounds dangerous. Just teach me how to cultivate already. You're a genius. You'll feel safe learning from you. He adds, making her blush. I'm not that great. After a shy pause, she nods in agreement. Soon, he begins his cultivation training. She guides while he absorbs spiritual energy. It'll teach you the secret of channeling Kai into the soul. Remember it well. Step 1. She demonstrates, inhaling deeply, making him ask, do we have to breathe that dramatically? Step 2. Separate impurities from your spiritual flow. She turns back and his soul's already drifted off somewhere. Just then, the other girl wakes up, sees them, and shrieks, oh my gosh, sorry, I didn't mean to watch. After some frantic explaining, King Yun blushes. So that's what was happening. I thought you two were. He laughs. No worries, have some meepy tea to calm down. Mipede? What kind of tea is that? She asks. Spirit tea, just named after a game. He says, and she takes a sip. The hot tea makes her coffee nosebleeds from the alluring pose. Finishing, she bows politely. Thank you, seniors, for saving my life and sharing such rare spirit tea. They blink at each other. Wait, rare? We've got a whole box of it. She instantly changes tone, muttering about rich people, prompting him to slip. Sorry, didn't know you were poor. Can I ask something? My sect just descended the mountain. I want to know the current state of the cultivation world. She replies, that's a long story. Since the great battle of Fengshen Shanggu, the cultivation realm split off from the mortal world. He frowns. That's such an old movie setup. She continues, cultivators live in total seclusion now. Then, the Shenshio Bureau was founded. Yuli curiously asks, has Shenshio Bureau, an officially recognized cultivator agency? Exactly, cultivator cops. Just done cause trouble and you're fine. So, have you two registered yet? She asked. He smirked. He, almost, unregistered. That's a big headache, you know, right? No registration means no household record. She froze. Household record. What's that? He stammered. Thought you meant marriage. She snapped. I said cultivator registration. Yuli blinked. Marriage what? Before she could finish, he covered her mouth, leaving Kinjin sighing helplessly. She pulled out a shiny card, her immortal ed, proving legal cultivators must register at Shenshio Bureau. Info appeared. Mo Kinjin, female. Longwu Shantianchi Fu Sect, cultivation 21. He frowned. What's that 21 supposed to mean? Fractions, she explained. 9 realms in total, each split into 3 sublevels, 1 major, 2 minor. Proudly she said she was her sect's rising star. Mid-stage Ki refinement, Yuli coldly remarked, then you're kinda weak. I reached foundation building in 2 years. Guess your sect's trash or your art's garbage. Yuli twisted the knife. Kunjian trembled. I'm not jealous. You guys just live in richer Q zones. He glanced over. Aha! Jealous enough to cough blood. Q's dying these days. Cultivation's tough. Even my master's only mid-core formation. As she spoke, he thought, yeah, definitely a small sect, while their friend admired Ila's godlike power. She said, a single top-grade spirit gathering pill could make female cultivators sell themselves. Resources are insane. Trading pills for people, cultivation economy at its finest. He joked. He eyed his ring, thinking, guess I'm about to be rich, casually placing a pill jar down. He teased, 1 pill for 1 beauty, for you. You're mine now. She gawked, unable to believe her ears. I'm not some girl bought by pills, no matter how handsome you are. Yuli widened her eyes. Wait, she didn't really refuse and she called you handsome. He grinned slyly and asked Yuli, so, do you think she's pretty? Yuli answered honestly. Of course she is. He shrugged. Then no need to fight him, picking the prettier one. The girl blushed red and yelled, "What's that supposed to mean? Jerk?" He ignored her and added 3 more glowing jars to the table. Seeing the treasure pile, she bowed meekly. "So what do you want me to do?" "Anything. I'm easy," he said plainly. "I need a consultant. I just came down the mountain and don't know this cultivation world. Be my guide." She took the pill and replied, "You too save me. Helping back's the least I can do." Yet while saying that, she pocketed all 3 jars, mumbling, Maybe I shouldn't take so many." Words aside, her hands moved fast. Everything vanished in her sleeve. He sighed. "If you feel that guilty, try giving them back." He turned serious. "One more favor, I need your help." Yuli eyed him suspiciously, sensing mischief ahead. After hearing him out, Kunjin nodded confidently. "Relax. He'll handle it. Let's get started." They both slipped into the room, afraid a lie might misunderstand. He quickly said, "Nothing weird. Just work stuff. Watch some TV." As soon as he finished, the door slammed shut. Outside, Yuli pouted, "Barely met and already keeping secrets. Now I'm curious." Unable to resist, she pressed her ear to the door. Inside came panting sounds. "Nope, not like that. Use suction. Grip tighter with your legs." She froze. Didn't he promise not to do that? And yet, whatever, not my business, she told herself while still glued to the door. In truth, he was learning to absorb spiritual energy. More suction. Him suffocating here, seeing his slow pace, she asked, "Was your ki circulation so sluggish? You a crippled body?" He groaned. "You're worse at this than a lie. Maybe your meridians are blocked." She wondered. Then she climbed right onto him to check. Holding up a small tablet, she said, "Don't move. I'm scanning your spiritual veins." He blushed, gulping. "I'd like to check too." After examining, she frowned. "Your meridians are actually more open than normal." Suddenly, his body burst with light like he'd eaten a growth mushroom. "Wait, I'm really flowing now?" He muttered, tried so hard to flow and finally did. What a pain. She blushed and yelled, "Perverted, shameless degenerate." His energy flared even stronger, leaving her gaping in disbelief. Then boom, she thought had turned to stone, finally ending that stubborn guy. "Ow! You hit too hard. Not my fault you sat weird." He screamed. Just then, his body glowed again, shaking the whole room. "Huh, what's going on now? I get it. I've finally grasped the essence of Q channeling." He grabbed her leg, begging, "Please, hit me again with that thing." That thing was the Long Yu Shen meditation mat, a supremagrade artifact. Its golden fibers emitted rich Kai. The earlier failures were due to the weak room aura. Right, more Ki outside the city but far away though. If you fear hardship, you're no cultivator. Just need good gear, no travel required. Then he pulled out a 10,000-year ice table, making her gasp, "Heavens, that's priceless. Don't waste it, let me share the key." She pleaded, "Better wasted than unused." He shrugged. The ice table cracked. She fell on her butt crying. "Is it broken?" He ignored her, deep in meditation. His cultivation speed was insane. King Yin exclaimed, "Channeling Kai that fast, what a monster genius." After a while, Liu Bei stood up proudly. "So I've successfully channeled Kai into my body." Huh! Just then his stomach growled like a thunderstorm. Kunjin calmly said, "Mostly thanks to that cold jade, you just learned the basics from me." Then, to her shock, he released a massive explosion. Toxic smoke filled the room. She coughed. Smells like 3-year-old stinky tofu." He clutched his belly. "Sorry, emergency." Moments later, he stumbled out like a zombie reborn. "You okay? Did I mess up and poison you?" She worried. Yuli interrupted. "Nah." He practiced hidey arts before using cheap ones, now caused backlash. That stabbed Kinyin's pride. She stammered, "I wasn't eavesdropping, just passing by. Cheap art. That's an entry-level technique." She retorted, while he frantically searched for toilet paper. Kunjin stared at Yuli, suspicion filling her mind. Who on earth is this woman? In a dark place, an angry voice growled, "Damn it, the more they forbid me to investigate, the more I will." Nearby, a strange girl silently observed a shadowed figure. I've got the lead now." It was another purple-haired girl, and sensing the aura around her, the observer noticed something off. "It's definitely that thing." The purple-haired girl stayed calm, clearly waiting for the right moment. Meanwhile, Yuli stepped out the door. Their eyes met. Suspicion crackled between them. Yuli recognized her as the fast-traveling cultivator from before. Had this monk-robed girl been tailing them all along? What kind of connection did they have? The next morning, at a strange sect, he and the 2 girls approached. He whispered, "You sure this is the place?" She nodded. "Don't underestimate it. This is the Shenshao Bureau branch in Port City." As the door opened, blinding light flooded the hallway. Inside, the crowd was packed tight. Liu Bei gawked. "This is way different from what I imagined." Suddenly, a red-dressed girl with 3 braids walked up sweetly. "Hey, handsome, need any help?" He froze on sight, muttering, "Heavens above, a mortal goddess." Kunjin jumped in, covering his face. "We're here to register a sect." "Which way?" "Turn left, first room, and come visit again." "Cutie." As they walked in, Kunjin whispered, "We're bending the rules today. Don't mess it up." He blinked. I thought it was normal registration. Big sects hide their identities. We can't prove our origins. So, the fastest way is to create a new sect. Instant legal identity." "Brilliant. Senior." He beamed. When they arrived, a crowd was arguing. Fishsmack Gang is the best name. Nope, slacker sect rules. Five-way Kai refiners forever. Watching the chaos, he sighed. The cultivation world's nothing like the movies. After finding the right counter, the trio politely submitted forms. Hello, this is our new sect registration. The name written Chuyan Sword Sect. The clerk read it, frowned, and shook his head. No good. To found a sect, you need at least 3 members. He blinked. 3, but 2 already get along fine. The reviewer sighed. Such a nice name too. Just recruit 1 more, let that girl join, and you're set. She waved her hands. No way. I'm not joining. Just say it's a study exchange. Tell your master. My master won't agree easily. He patted Kenyon's shoulder. Tell him he'll send 5 spirit gathering pills monthly. He'll change his mind fast. Fine. I'll go convince him. He turned to Ali. While we wait, let's sit over there. She blushed, mumbling. My skirt's too short, it's awkward to sit. He reassured. No worries. Everyone dresses like that here and you've got black stockings underneath. She cut him off. There's nothing underneath. At that, the beast inside him woke up instantly. She muttered, the clothes you packed are all half missing. I can't wear them properly. Just as he was about to inspect the goods, Kunjian returned. Master agreed. Shattering the moment, he spun around and accidentally face-planted right into her chest. Though slightly suffocating, it smelled sweet like milk, freedom itself. Quit fooling around. She bonked his head. Let's finish business, then I'll help her shop. Meanwhile, at a distant temple, a voice called out, Master! The man called Lai Bo, senior brother of Mo Kinjian, stood beside her master King Suzy. Bo frowned. Why send junior sister to such a shady sect? Pills aren't worth that. King Suzy just smiled. Fool. That's her destined fate. He bowed his head, stroking his beard calmly as if unconcerned. Bo snapped. Fate my foot. She was bribed by pills. You always have excuses. You once said Wenner would meet her benefactor at 18. He turned away grumbling. Fine. I'll handle her myself. A memory flashed the prophecy that a princess at 18 would meet a noble, but face a great calamity. King Suzy sighed softly. I wonder if it's doom or fortune. Wenner, may you survive your destiny. Meanwhile, Yuli admired the id card. So this is a real immortal license. Kinjian nodded. Yup. With this, everything's easier. Liu Bei grinned. Paperwork done. Now the fun part begins. They headed straight for a women's clothing shop. He lounged outside like he was at a spa. From the changing room came Kinyan's voice. Senior, no peeking. He smirked at the guard. Mo Kinjian and a liar trying on lingerie in there. Behind the curtain, a scene enough to shatter one's spiritual roots. Kinjian handed Yuli clothes. Senior, your size is bigger. Try this. Stop it. Embarrassed. Relax. Lace looks great. Let's get matching sets. Yuli gasped as the dress hugged every curve radiant. Pink. Dangerously gorgeous. Hearing words like lace and trim, Liu Bei's primal instincts exploded. Moments later, the two came out loaded with bags. Well, take all of these. He turned to look and almost stopped breathing. Ali now looked like an ethereal goddess, even curvier than before. Kinjin caught his stare and snapped. Where do you think you're looking? Pervert. A while later, he sighed. Haze. Over 1,000 credits gone. Guess I'll sell some of your spirit stones for rent. She snatched his phone. Selling me would fetch more. Fine. Lem show you something cooler. These days, if you want to sell spirit stones, just post online, it's lightning fast. Quinjian lectured. He gaped. Cultivators use social media. Of course, even immortals need likes, shares, and follows. Yup, that tutorial's by my senior brother. Yuli overheard bits but had no clue. What are they giggling about? She noticed everyone glued to their phones. Each held a shiny talisman that probably cost as much as giant spirit stones. Better not distract Liu Bei, she thought. But when he saw her staring, he wondered, is a lie in my phone? Later, the two strolled out sipping milk tea. He grinned. So this sweet stuff's milk tea. Huh, pretty good. Assassin girl. Suddenly, she stopped. What's wrong? He asked. We're being followed. 2 people. Nope, make that 3. They're not after us, but one of them has a tail of his own. He tensed. How strong? Can we shake them off? She smiled calmly. No worries. I've got a plan. Just then, a stranger approached, but before he could act, the pair vanished, leaving only afterimages behind. The supposed stalker turned out to be a music junkie, bobbing his head like he was demon-possessed. Yuli raised a brow. Do people here all stalk that weirdly? Nah, just this idiot. He didn't even notice all the fake talismans we set up. Guess is not scared enough, right? Is not the one I'm after. Among them, one isn't alive. You mean to hunt him down? He stammered, pointing ahead. You mean her, right? Exactly. Her. Suddenly, the girl turned, blooded eyes swept over them. He nearly wet himself, frozen stiff. The monk-robed girl lunged forward face-to-face with Yuli. The high-speed cultivator finally revealed herself. Yuli calmly said, now we've got 3. Meanwhile, he shook like jelly, muttering, don't look at me. Don't look at me. If this were a horror flick, turning around means instant death, he thought. But the girl looked down right between his legs, making him scream. Oh my god, she can change camera angles. The monk girl dashed at lightning speed. He could only yell, oh Vipsili, run! Yuli shouted, but he was already sprinting for his life faster than any movement art. Illogical or not, that speed deserved applause. Suddenly, the girl popped up again, Grinning, surprise, "I'm here." Pure reflex, he threw a soft punch right in her eye. Even that light hit left her eye purple like an eggplant. That felt soft, not a real ghost, he wondered. The girl clutched her face, screaming in some alien tongue. Yuli pressed a sword to her throat, demanding her name, finding her strong and mentioning some dead old man. He stood dumbfounded, no clue who that old man was or what was happening. She only laughed a ghastly, corpse-possessed sound. Purple smoke poured from her mouth. He paled, yelling, "What the hell is that?" Yuli yanked him aside, shouting it was mercury poison. Mercury splattered everywhere as they dodged and countered with sword strikes. He told Eli to chase after her, saying not to worry about him. A lunge, grabbing the girl's arm thinking it was over, but the girl let out a chilling horror movie giggle. Her arm dropped off like a snapped twig. From the stump gushed violent mercury jets. The metal flood surged like a tidal wave. He screamed in terror. After wreaking havoc, the girl vanished like she never existed. He rushed over, apologizing for not expecting her to self-amputate. Yuli said it was fine, reminding him two others still lurked around. He sneered, "So, will those two come out, or should I invite them?" The called-out pair emerged, acting all friendly as if they hadn't been spying. He eyed them curiously like watching a romance drama unfold. Yuli frowned, asking why they'd been tailing them, while he joked, "Standing that close together suits your vibe, look familiar too." The two gawked, faces saying, "Wait, how did we get here?" He calmly noted they meant no harm, just amateur stalkers. He guessed one of them was from the Shenxiao Bureau on surveillance duty. Both were stunned. They hadn't expected him to notice that much. He continued, "Only one of you's actually assigned here, and that one is you." The silver-haired guy froze as if struck by lightning. He smirked. "Well, nailed it, didn't I?" The man sighed, admitting he was indeed a spirit guard of the Shenxiao Bureau, just hadn't introduced himself yet. The country bumpkin's jaw dropped. It was actually the familiar blonde girl in disguise. She angrily snapped back, insisting she wasn't a loli, while he just smiled awkwardly. Anything he said was wrong. After some bickering, he raised both hands in surrender, completely lost on who was younger or older. He thought, she's tiny, where exactly has she grown anyway? She blushed, roared, then lunged to grab his collar like a starving lion. She sternly declared herself a spirit guard of the Shenxiao Bureau. Her mission, she explained, was to monitor the two of them, but the whole affair got messy. No one had really tried to hide anything. She showed her work id, offering to verify it. Yuli was surprised this girl had tailed them unnoticed. Proof her own power had weakened after tribulation. Yuli concluded the guard wasn't linked to the demon girl, just a neutral agent. While everyone chatted, the silver-haired guy quietly tried to sneak away. Liu Bei blocked him, smiling like a friendly devil, mockingly asking why he was fleeing, making the guy stammer out nonsense. He rambled in circles like a broken chatbot, boring everyone to yawns. Fed up, Liu Bei pulled off a sock, then shoved it into the man's mouth, yelling, "Stop the comedy act already, I'm dying here." The man finally confessed he was from Qianshan Fu, sent to monitor Mo Qinyan's safety, prompting everyone to call her over for confirmation. They confirmed his real task was to investigate the monk-robed girl. But alas, that girl had vanished. Yuli smirked, "Let's see her escape now." Then she pulled out an eyeball. Everyone broke into a cold sweat, thinking she was about to do something vile. She said casually, "Relax, you punched it out earlier, no big deal." She explained the eye still held spiritual energy, perfect for summoning a tracking spirit crane. Then she drew a talisman and began the ritual midair. He gathered the paper, twisted like it had life. Within seconds, a tiny paper crane was born. Both of them clapped, praising her as a full-level master. As they prepared to leave, the spirit guard stopped them, insisting on acting alone. "Hunting demons to protect people is our duty," she said, telling them to wait for good news. He worried but agreed, reminding her to stay in contact. Yuli blew another paper crane to aid her. It shot off like a rocket the moment it got orders. He blinked, rocket mode, and she blushed. Oops, forgot to hold back. The spirit guard chased after, panting, "Wait for me," but the crane veered off course. It crashed straight into a nearby house window. He and the blonde hid nearby, watching as the crane stopped, marking the monk girl's hideat. "That crane's lost," Eli explained, but before she could finish, they saw someone else appear. The newcomer looked ordinary, no killing intent, but when he turned and glanced at them, his eyes were anything but normal. He smirked, teasing, "Overtime spirit guards better remember to claim hazard pay." The words made the guard flinch. She had been spotted. With no escape, she rushed out to confront him head-on. She shouted, "You're surrounded. Don't move." The man stayed calm, replying casually, "Yes, officer." "Something wrong?" She demanded to know about the monk-robed girl. Liu Bei noticed the man wasn't afraid of the guard at all. Something was definitely off. The guy smirked, slipping a hand into his pocket, making them both panic and yell, "Hey, what the hell are you doing in broad daylight?" But he coolly slid his other hand into his jacket too, looking even more suspicious. The lowly girl turned pale and screamed, "What pervy stunt are you pulling?" But he only pulled out a business card, advertising, "My shop sells charms, potions, artifacts, even baby strollers." The lowly hid behind Liu Bei, yelling, "Baby strollers? Seriously, stop dodging, where's the monk-robed girl?" He calmly replied, Probably just another customer. She reluctantly took the card to read. The moment she saw the name, she yelled, "What the heck is unlimited company?" He chuckled, "Means my business has no limits and neither do my clients. As for that girl, no clue." He shrugged. Even spirit guards have to follow the law, no barging into private property. His words made them realize the guard had been acting without clearance. Staying polite, he invited them to leave as if nothing happened. She angrily demanded his investigation permit, but he just smirked. As they turned away, Liu Bei suddenly grabbed her hand, making her jump. "What are you doing?" He pointed. "Wait, that's ink, right?" Something was off about that business card. Scene cut to a desolate wilderness. The same merchant appeared, walking toward an old hut. The monk-robed girl emerged, coldly asking, "Got the goods?" Right here, he said playfully. He handed her a small wooden box. Inside was a fake arm and bits of wood disgusting to look at. She tossed him a spirit stone. He clutched his chest. "My, what a generous rich lady." Clicking his tongue, he warned, "Keep using that junk, and your spiritual power will run dry." Then teased, "You really think those toys will bring your master back? Didn't your boss die fighting that old man? Why, Hunt, that boy has the old guy's hair, right?" She roared. "Silence. That's none of your damn business. Leave now before I change my mind," she yelled, her aura flaring, and he bolted fast. That night, in Liu Bei's apartment, his Kai reversed. He almost went berserk. Both girls panicked, shouting, "Don't let the energy leak out. Hang on, I'll channel Kai into you," Lei said, placing her hand on his chest. After minutes, he spat blood and croaked. "Wait, Kai transfer doesn't need lips." The Lola yelled, "You're still flirting. Sister Alec is still bleeding." The small one cried. Before she could respond, he collapsed out cold in her arms. He fell right between two soft peaks. She muttered, "He cultivated right, so why did he crash?" She trembled. "Is he dying?" "No," he gasped weakly. "But what were you gonna ask? Did you lose your primal yang energy?" she asked, freezing him solid. "My primal, my what now?" He stammered like hit by a cold shower. "I'm still a virgin. Don't get it twisted," he shouted. "That's not what I meant," she replied. "I meant expelling spiritual Kai also drains primal yang." He wailed. "What? That counts too?" Clinging to Eula's leg, he cried, "I'm doomed, right? Is it too late to swear off lust?" She calmly said, "Relax. Not that bad," she explained. "You're just weak cultivating ki without body training. Spiritually, let's say performance issues. To gather Kai, get fit first." Hearing spiritual impotence sounded mild, Liu Bei cheered. "Alai, thank you. I thought I was done for." The lowly deadpanned, "Break up with life already." Seeing the two acting all lovey, the Lola's eyes sparkled, shouting, "They're totally a derivative couple pairing." Ali calmly replied, "Nope, I'm his legal wife." The lowly blinked. "Huh, what's the difference though?" Lac Bei hastily covered Alice's mouth, stammering, "Don't talk nonsense." While Yuli smirked, "Didn't you say your true wife is the one in your heart?" He pulled Ellie aside, whispering, "She's from the Shengxiao Society. Don't spill or we're doomed." Before he finished, the lowly snapped, "Lac Bei, you taught Sister Ali the wrong spirit power, didn't you?" Suddenly, a strange noise echoed. "Wait, there's a phone ringing," he shouted. It was a call from Mo Kinjin. He guessed she was calling about the girl in morning clothes. Grinning, "Finally, a lead," the voice said quickly. "I found her identity. Stay put, I'm coming." Then she hung up with a click, leaving Lac Bei puzzled. "Wow, that was fast." Suddenly, a hidden weapon flew through the window. Yulai reacted instantly. Sensing danger, she drew her sword to block, shouting, "Lac Bei, move!" The object burst with immense spiritual pressure. Charging straight in, the impact shook the entire room. Both were knocked down. The lowly landing on him, he yelled, "You addicted to riding me or what?" And she barked, "Shut up, I'm protecting you." Yuli kept slashing, blocking the endless rain of hidden weapons. Tracing the direction, she located the attacker southwest, not far away, suspecting an ally of the morning-clad girl. She ordered, "One stay guard, one come hunt." In the tense moment, a knock and a familiar voice of Kinyan sounded. Yes, it was truly Mo Kinjian. She said, "I sense spirit fluctuations. Are you all okay?" Yuli instructed, "Miss Mo, guard Lac Bei. I'll go with Miss Bai to fight." Before leaving, she added, "Don't wreck the house." "All right." Ali sighed. "Hope Becky can keep me safe." "Oh, are you okay though?" Before he could answer, a cold blade pressed against Lac Bei's neck. Mo Kinjin smiled darkly. "Come with me, Lac Bei." Her voice changed. It was the morning-clad girl in disguise. He gritted his teeth. "What did you do to Mo Kinjin?" she said coldly. "Behave, and she stays alive. Don't even dream of signaling your little beauty." He nodded reluctantly. "Fine, I'll go with you." A moment later, they were in a noisy, crowded place. Yuli followed the aura and swung her sword at the suspected spot. But she only struck a smoky decoy, an illusion. It was a diversion. Realizing the trap, they flew back on swords only to find Lac Bei gone. "What now?" Ali panicked. "Shengxiao Society has surveillance everywhere. Check the cameras and we'll find him. But that access is only for my boss." "Then what are we waiting for? Let's see your boss." Meanwhile, at the head of a group calling themselves Fan Choi 97, the morning girl dragged Lac Bei before a dark cell. The iron door slammed shut with a loud clang, echoing. He frowned. "Where is this place? And what was that creepy noise?" Suddenly, Mo Kinjin's eyes went blank, like she'd been hypnotized. Then she collapsed silently to the floor. Lac Bei looked around in confusion. What's going on, Kunjin? And where's that morning girl? Groping in the dark, he stumbled over a rock. He fell face first, hand landing on something soft, too soft, making him jolt. Wait, why is it still this squishy? The morning girl trembled from him pressing a weird acupoint, while he awkwardly asked, "You brought me here for a spiritual message or what?" As she was still dazed, the atmosphere suddenly shifted. Someone appeared and yanked off his blindfold. "Sorry to interrupt your peak hour session," a teasing voice said. He blinked. "You've been here this whole time." Then just now too late to feel embarrassed now? The girl smirked. Without another word, she drew her sword, a cold gleam flashing toward him, but the blade suddenly turned, aiming straight at the ring on his hand. Just before hitting, the ring flared brightly. A surge of spiritual power burst out, blasting the girl away. He gawked. "A protection charm, or something Ali gave me." Alice's voice echoed from the ring. "Don't celebrate yet. Hand over the Eastern Emperor bell, or regret it." He blinked. "Eastern what now? Don't play dumb. You carry the aura of the Eastern Emperor bell, I can sense it." She spoke of an ancient battle between her master and a mighty cultivator, where both were gravely wounded. After her master's death, the bell vanished and she believed Lac Bei inherited it. He forced a smile. "You've got the wrong guy. I don't even know what that fancy title means." She sneered. "Denying the truth is just like denying your own feelings." Then she pulled out the soul extractor banner, a tool that tortures the soul by burning through memories. Lac Bei gulped, thinking, "That sounds like a Divinograde torture ad." He suddenly realized Mo Qingjin might have suffered under that thing. She formed a hand seal, commanding, "Go!" A swarm of wailing spirits flew out from the artifact, rushing at him. He covered his head in panic, thinking, "Can't reveal my trump card yet." So he pretended to be weak, waiting for the right moment. If he fought back, she might use Mo Qingjin against him. The spirits merged into a massive serpent of black mist. Sweat poured as he resisted the crushing pressure. The serpent lunged but hit his barrier and was flung back. The rebound set the soul extractor banner ablaze in her hands. The weapon backfired. She staggered, while Lac Bei smirked. "This charm rocks," she snarled. "Don't gloat, your charm's almost drained." She then summoned 10,000 swords as one, hundreds of sword auras hammering the shield until cracks formed. Lac Bei clenched his fists. "Anxious. Can I hold out until Elise shows up?" Suddenly, the morning girl stiffened, muttering, "Damn it, not now." She fired a chain of spirit energy straight at him. The chain pierced his charm easily. He gasped. "Wait, it can break charms. Why not use that first then?" Turns out it only bound him, not attack, so the charm didn't trigger. A sneaky loophole. Bound tight, he grimaced. "Where'd this blindfold come from and why does it smell nice?" She said coldly. "Sit still. I'll deal with you later," he pleaded. "At least tie me up in a more comfortable way." As she left, he sensed 2 guards in spirit armor nearby. He realized he'd only seen the armor before, never the morning girl, so how did she recognize him? Something was definitely off about the blindfold. He entered his system space, analyzing that the armor and the morning girl might share a link sense network. Any strong attack would alert them. Only one option remained: seal all 6 senses so the guards fall into a sleepwalking trance. He pulled out an ancient incense burner. Lighting it, silver smoke drifted through the room, light yet laced with hypnotic poison. The 2 guards outside inhaled it, eyes glazing before collapsing. He grinned and shouted, "Hey, I found the Eastern Emperor bell. Call the morning girl here." No response. He nodded, satisfied. "Perfect, they're all out cold. Now to remove this chain." Just then, Mo Qingjin stirred, weakly opening her eyes. "Where are we?" He brightened. "You're awake." Turns out when the soul extractor banner broke, its control over her vanished too. He turned back with a fox-like grin, startling her. "What are you planning to do?" "Relax. Just help me get these chains off first," he said with an awkward laugh, but she blushed when she saw her underwear lying on his face. Screaming, "Pervert!" He raised his hands. "I'm lying. It was an accident, I swear." Breathing hard, she asked, "You're here? Why am I here too?" He quickly explained. "The morning girl captured us both. She just left. I've numbed the guards. Just unchain me. Use a little force if you have to." Mo Qingjin took a deep breath, grabbing the chain. She yanked hard, accidentally whipping his sacred zone. He squealed like a slaughtered pig. The pain was cosmic, but he gritted his teeth and endured. She blushed. "I can't untee it," he yelled. "You can. I believe in you." She knelt, fumbling with the chains, face red, while he thought, "She's got some experience handling ropes." Once done, she quickly straightened her clothes, flustered, then planted her foot on the chain, ready for one last pull. "Here I go." "Do it," he replied, then spotted a dragonfly flying past. She mustered all her strength and pulled. He bit his lip, face red as a tomato, painful but strangely interesting. Finally, the chain snapped. He sighed. Free. Finally free. He flopped backward, exhausted. Freedom is sacred. Mo Qingjin licked her lips softly. Didn't feel too bad, honestly. He chuckled. Oh, I think I just unlocked the wrong door in your mind." He quickly slipped a pill into her mouth. She chewed, asking, "What's this?" He answered, "Anti-hypnosis pill, so you won't pass out like those armored dudes. Now you can smash that door like a boss. Then I won't bother being polite anymore." Kunjin waved her hand. The door vanished in an explosion. The blast echoed like a bomb, but the guard stayed motionless. No reaction, premium and PC quality. He muttered. Meanwhile, elsewhere, chaos brewed. A mud-covered man watched, clapping. "Nice move." A girl scolded him, calling him Shu Lang. telling him to wait 3 days for payment and not ruin the big plan. The one in the coffin was his master. Once a disciple of the Mo clan, the girl attacked with a surge of liquid mercury. As it struck, he vanished, reappearing behind her, teasing, "Why so mad? You're doing all this to resurrect your master? Aren't you?" He sighed. "You talk too much. Forget keeping you alive." They clashed. Webs of energy shot towards Xu Lang. He said calmly, "You are your master's essence armor. Aren't you?" He wondered why she'd sacrifice herself for that boy. There must be a secret. A black hole erupted, swallowing her attack hole. Appearing behind her, he growled, "If you won't tell me, you'll stay right here." He recounted that 20 years ago, her master and another cultivator died fighting over a treasure. "That treasure's on the boy, isn't it?" She snapped. "You'll never know." This was the tome of Li Jing. She dared to flaunt her power before her master's spirit. He mocked, "Your master's long dead. You're just a stray dog now." Enraged, she screamed for Xu Lang's death. Her body dissolved into smoke. Pouncing like a cat, he stepped back with a smirk, so fiery. "Huh!" The tombstone split open. A hand reached out, and a voice boomed, "Dan Nai, merge with me." She froze. Her true master had awakened. Xu Lang broke into a sweat. "Crap, the old man's up." The master grabbed him, squeezing like a stress ball, then swallowed him whole, his screams echoing through the tome. Meanwhile, Qinjin and another girl wandered the crypt. Suspecting a trap meant to bury them alive, she pulled out a jade talisman, using it to conceal their presence. Suddenly, they heard a strange sound like a distant cat's meow. He said it's probably a stray cat and went to check, but the meowing grew louder and more eerie. After walking far, they hit a deadened rock wall. Qinjin stopped abruptly, making the girl fall right on top of him. She thought it was a cliff and tried to rescue the cat only to find a bunch of snakes mimicking meows. Qinjin nearly fainted, hugging him tight, while he chuckled, "See, cat's fine." On a nearby rock, an orange cat cried miserably. It seemed it had narrowly escaped becoming snake dinner. The cat gazed at them with watery, pleading eyes. Qinjin sighed, giving in to the girl's pleading. Women just can't resist cute, pitiful things. The girl tossed a charm, which the cat caught before leaping down. It landed gently in her hands, making her smile sweetly while he blushed. After rescuing it, they continued on, puzzled that the cat could see them despite the concealment charm. Must be fate. Suddenly, a voice yelled, "Smells delicious." Curious, they peeked to see what was happening. An old man was munching on his Xu Lang like gourmet roast, sending chills down their spines. The old man paused, sniffing the air, sensing the aura of the Eastern Emperor Bel. He chanted a spell, his gaze piercing straight toward their hiding spot. They tried to run but were frozen in place. He roared the treasure's name, murderous aura surging. Both panicked. How had he sensed them? Just then, the morning girl arrived, reporting she had found the bell but hit a snag that made the old man momentarily forget their direction. The two regained movement. Without a word, they clasped hands and bolted, but the old man, swift as a demon, instantly spotted them. Black energy shot from his finger, engulfing the area to capture all three. The corpse maiden asked, surprised, "How did those two escape?" The old man roared, vowing to his master to capture them all. A massive mercury wave surged forth, yet he noticed the morning girl seemed to secretly help them. He told Qinjin, "Go first, I've got a plan." She cried, "Couldn't you say that earlier?" and pulled out a talisman her master gave her, but its spirit power was weak. Single use only. He grumbled, "Guess your master had a sense of humor." They reached the end, no way out, and the enemy had arrived. The woman said, "Hand over the Eastern Emperor Bel, and it'll spare your lives." He handed a spirit stone to Qinjin, deciding to stall the enemy so she could strike with the charm. He asked why she wanted the relic when she clearly opposed her master's path. She snarled, "Treasure or life, choose one." He retorted, "Would you really let that other girl die so cruelly?" He shouted, "Don't you dare touch her." The more he resisted, the fiercer she became, unleashing a storm of wrathful energy. It turned into a demonic tempest, raging to shred them all. Seeing danger, he drew a charm to counterattack. She realized his charm was basic tier, totally useless. He refused to quit, whipping out charm after charm like, "Enough yet." She froze and yelled, "Where the hell did you get so many?" Furious, she tried to burn them all just to see how many he had left. But as she lunged, he blocked her, swearing she'd never touch Qinjin again. His vow made Qinjin's heart flutter. The foe kept attacking, sneering, "You're running out of energy." He shot back, "Real men don't get tired." His charms shattered, and Qinjin panicked, thinking death was near, but he threw himself in the way, taking the fatal blow for her. He smiled softly, "Don't be afraid, I'm here." Her heart melted, eyes shimmering with emotion. They nearly kissed until he snapped back to reality, calling his wife's name for salvation. Just then, a rock bonked the corpse girl on the head. He grabbed Qinjin and bolted. The corpse maiden woke groggily, clueless about what just happened, but as they fled, she caught up only for him to realize they'd run the wrong way. "Damn it, we ran backward." He cursed. The enemy's shout echoed, "You won't escape," with the old man ahead and the hag behind. He thought, "Yep, we're toast." Qinjin prayed, "Better die than explain that almost." Just then, the lowly girl appeared. She chanted a mantra. Two giant palms slammed down, crushing the mercury snakes. The corpse girl gasped, "That's the great Vajrahand of tantric arts." The lowly dragged them off, saying things were temporarily safe, but she soon staggered, trembling with exhaustion. Angry, she blamed Kinjin for being too heavy. Kinjin snapped back. Heavy? Excuse me. And the bickering began. While they argued over extra weight, he sighed, flat as a board and still heavy. Huh! During their spat, the snake swarm returned. The loli lost it, tossing both of them away. Yelling, "Shut up and run!" She shouted that the old man had reached nascent soul level, and she and her senior would handle it. Just flee. Elsewhere, Yulei was locked in a fierce duel with the monster elder. She yelled for the others to retreat, but was slashed deeply in the chaos. He panicked, screaming her name and trying to rush in. Kunjin stopped him, reminding that their cultivation was too weak, they'd only get in the way. He gritted his teeth and shoved a precious pill into her mouth, boosting her power 1 level. She swallowed and instantly overheated, shouting, "Too hot." He panicked, thinking it was fake. Then she ripped her top mid-battle. She waved her hand, summoning a blazing wall of fire. "It'll only hold for a while," she warned. He signaled her to come closer. She misunderstood, snarling, "Now's not the time for that, perv." He sighed. "I meant the protection charm, not flirting." She replied that her charm only worked up to foundation peak. He smirked. "That's yours, mine's way better. My superpower," he declared proudly, "is money." She fought on, yelling, "You can spend your way out of everything." He shot back, "Who said I'm running out of cash?" She blushed angrily, shouting, "You obnoxious rich jerk." He threw out another charm, Ultra Premium VIP Edition, then yelled for Ali to lead Bagki and Kinyon to retreat. "Get far back unless you want to be fried." The three shouted in unison. "Got it." The enemies panicked. Impossible. His using the thunder law of the Eastern Emperor Bell. He activated the spell, blood pouring from his eyes in crimson streams. From the heavens, a colossal lightning bolt crashed down. The enemy couldn't dodge. Screaming in despair, a thunderous explosion shook the heavens, divine might rippling through earth and sky. Everything was blown away, only Lac Bay still stood tall. He exhaled. "So is it finally over?" Yulai rushed to support him, face filled with worry. "You trying to die? You risked your life just so I wouldn't suffer," she scolded. The sight made Kinyon tear up, comforted by Beiki that at least evil had fallen. But suddenly, the pile of rubble shifted. Something was still alive. The monster's arm burst out. "Impossible. He's not dead." The old man rose, clutching the mangled half-body of the corpse girl. He was stunned. Both had survived. The monster lifted her high as she screamed her master's name in despair. Then he crushed her like duff in his hand. He dug out a glowing orb from her shattered body, then swallowed it whole like candy. Had absorbed his subordinate's spirit core. Utter madness. A surge of demonic energy radiated, choking the air. He shuddered, asking, what kind of spirit core trick makes him this strong? Beiki and Kinjin charged forward, shouting, "Now it's our turn to protect you." He smirked. "Guess my blessings finally arrived." Yulei leapt in first, sword flashing, but her blade was swatted aside like paper. The two powers collided, shaking the very air. Their clash made the ground quake, allies in the distance shouting, "This isn't good." Yulei was still weakened from her tribulation. Fighting more could kill her. The others debated saving her, but normal elixirs meant nothing to a nascent soul cultivator. Thunder cracked again, the remnants of the earlier tribulation. He muttered, "Looks like I recovered clean data again," leaving Kinjin baffled. She yelled, "You're thinking about phones now? Find Ali already." As they turned to flee, a flying sword arrived with a shout. "Hold up." It was the loli, riding her sword, calling him to hop on. He glanced and teased, "Small head, sharp mind." "Huh." She blushed. "Who are you calling small?" As he climbed on, he clung to the blade like a scared cat. She shrieked, "Where are your hands going? You're shameless at every age." He shot back, "You've got nothing to hold on to anyway." Yulei spotted him and gasped, "Lac B." Her distraction gave the old monster a chance to strike. Luckily, both of them dove in to block the attack. He shouted, "Danger! Get back. I'm here to help you trigger the heavenly tribulation." She asked, "You mean the celestial cloud of tribulation?" He nodded, explaining it held rare celestial essence no one dared absorb. Now he wanted her to take it, and she soared upward at once. She flew straight into the storming thunderclouds. He cried out, "Ali, you've got this," she whispered. "Just a little more time." The nascent soul old man ascended too, preparing to clash. The two forces collided like mountain and sea, shaking heaven and earth. Yulei opened her eyes, channeling her core to command the lightning. She used the divine thunder itself to forge new celestial energy. The final moment had come. A massive bolt from heaven struck the old monster directly. Lightning spread, refining her body amid the storm. The pain tore through her meridians, stray bolts rebounding against her. From the storm's heart, light condensed into a blinding core. She coughed blood but refused to yield. Her will was steel, unbreakable and unmatched. A final bolt detonated in full force, blasting the old monster completely. He couldn't withstand it. Lightning pierced him to the bone. A massive explosion terrified the group watching from afar. He shouted Alice's name in panic. When the smoke cleared, a pair of panties fluttered down. He caught them blankly, whispering, "Ali." He thought she'd really vanished. Suddenly her voice rang out, "You, put that down right now. That's mine." He froze. "Panties, so you're..." She blushed, saying nothing, then muttered, "Give them back." He spun around, yelling, "Not looking, not looking." Yet his nose gushed blood like a fountain. Body stiff as a statue, the loli screamed, "You long-faced pervert." He quickly threw his coat over Ali, only for her to huff, "Seeing's your specialty already, you scoundrel." He turned to Beiki, saying he'd keep investigating the old man and uncover the truth. Beiki nodded with sincere gratitude. Still, something about Li Jing's case felt off to him. He picked up the meowing golden cat, smirking, calling it his lucky charm. The cat scowled in clear annoyance. He hugged it anyway, naming it Kuai-bian. As it yowled, "Let go, you pervert." Days later, Lakbei and Yulai relaxed in the living room. This time they played games together, him guiding and grinning like a man who'd conquered both love and cultivation. In the middle of their gaming grind, the doorbell rang a delivery. Yulai eyed the wooden box curiously, asking what he ordered. He shrugged, saying maybe Qin Shifu sent it by mistake. Opening it, he found medicinal herbs had never ordered, utterly baffling. Then he recalled Yuli saying his body was too weak to absorb spirit energy and needed physique training first. He explained seriously had found a recipe for the 5-element body nurturing pill. Just as she advised, he pictured her proudly thumping her chest, saying, "Leave elixirs to me, no one beats Qin Shifu." But now he sighed, remembering the pile of spirit stones had paid Mo Qingjin to hire a refiner. Yuli noticed extra spirit stones and a letter inside, deepening his confusion. Opening it, he read the harsh line, "Your formula's garbage, don't ever step foot in Qin Shifu again." He cursed, wondering if he'd written it wrong, while Yulai calmly suggested finding another refiner. He could only sigh, hugging the box in defeat. As the sun set, they stepped into the bustling streets. He said had heard a rumor that this place could refine pills, so they came to try. Standing before a small shop, Yuli frowned. "You sure about this?" Seeing the sign infertility specialist, she blushed as passers-by stared like they were a childless couple. He just walked in unfazed. In his head, he imagined a hidden master living inside, but instead, a thug-like guy sat picking his nose, gruffly asking, "What you want?" He froze, realizing he'd probably just lost all his precious herbs. Yulai stayed calm, politely asking if the man could refine pills. The lecher ogled her shamelessly, drooling as he introduced himself as Lei Daquan, disciple of Qin Shifu, giving her a sleazy look. Seeing danger, Lakbei immediately stepped in front of Yuli, cold-faced, murmuring, "Then I'll take my chances." Catching the creep off guard, he handed over the formula, but the man sneered, "I'm talking the Lady Y button." Even after taking the paper, he kept staring at Yuli, jeering, "So whose formula is it, hers or yours?" Lakbei growled, "Mine and hers." He sneers, tosses the paper down, saying the ingredients clash, mix them and you get poison. Too bad for him showing off before a master like me. With a grin, he rips the formula to shreds, tilting his head. He mocks, "Miss, this kid's all looks, no skills." He reaches to grope her while inviting her to a private alchemy talk. But Yuli isn't one to play nice. She blinks, twists his arm behind his back, and snaps coldly, "Lu Bei, go!" The man screams, "Do you know who my dad is? My master's from the Heavenly Talisman Palace." Lu Bei punches him in the face, snarling, "I don't care who your master is." One blow sends him flying, blood spraying, knocked out cold. Lu Bei growls, "Hit me if you want, but touch her and you're dead." Yulai clutches her chest, calling him to stop. The guy, still flat on the ground, accuses, "He used poison pills on me, trying to kill me." Just then, an old man with silver hair and a pink-haired girl appear. The thug shouts shakily, "Master!" Hiding behind him, he points at Lu Bei. "He forced me to use a conflicting formula, and when I refused, he hit me." The elder glares, "To harm with alchemy is a grave sin. What's your defense?" Lu Bei stands firm, "I harmed no one. Your disciple failed to flirt and framed me. My formula's harmless." He thinks, "It's just game data, how could it be toxic?" A lightning-fast figure flashes in. The pink-haired girl teleports right beside him, leaving him stunned. She says coldly, "Poison or not, well see." Then she touches a forbidden spot, freezing him solid. Both blush crimson. Lu Bei stands stiff, mortified. She screams loud enough to shake the ceiling while he raises his hands, thinking, "You touched me first. Okay." She wipes her hands, declaring the pill toxic. The elder recalls seeing it before and calls Lu Bei a scammer who tricks girls. Lu Bei roars at the false charge, demanding if the elder is the one Mo Qingji sought. They bicker like fishmongers. Furious, he insists is innocent and mocks the elder's weak alchemy, telling him to give up his seat. Lu Bei smirks slyly, asking if the elder dares stand by those words. He challenges, "If this formula works, the elder's seat is mine." The old man laughs scornfully but agrees to the wager. Lu Bei smiles thinly, already plotting his next move. Deal sealed. He appoints the yellow-robed man to refine it, who grins triumphantly, saying Lu Bei will regret this. The pink-haired girl pities and mocks him, thinking is digging his own grave, defying her master. The duel begins as the thug shows off his alchemy skills. He chants red flames engulf the cauldron. The girl steps protectively before her master. Sensing an explosion, the elder feels it too. Lu Bei shields Xiao Yuli, trying to calm her though he's nervous himself. He prays nothing goes wrong. This is the worst time for disaster. The thug mutters incoherently as the master spots a strange glow in the cauldron. A jade green pill shoots up like a tiny star. The thug yells with joy, claiming success. Everyone stares, dumbfounded, as the elder praises it as a supreme-grade spirit pill. The old man trembles, unable to believe Daquan made such a masterpiece. The pill gleams like pearl, pure beyond belief. The elder praises it non-toxic, minimal impurities, brimming with spirit energy. Lu Bei smirks, hands in pockets, asking if the old man dares honor the bet. Both master and disciple freeze. The silver-haired elder pales, and the pink-haired girl anxiously calls him. Suddenly the thug's sly voice cuts in, his scheming face showing. He covers the elder's mouth, whispering threats not to speak rashly. His mind churns, plotting how to secure his position. He fears losing his footing if his master loses rank. Crafty as ever, he plans to blame Liu Bei and twist the truth to reclaim the formula. He coughs, ready to flip the script with smooth lies. Liu Bei frowns, asking what's going on. The thug fabricates, saying success came from his cauldron, not Liu Bei's formula. He adds more excuses, claiming outsiders can't use the recipe, suggesting his master improve it. The elder stares in disbelief. The thug whispers temptations offers of working with the Heavenly Talisman Palace, raising everyone's suspicions. Liu Bei immediately catches on, realizing the man's about to betray and steal his formula. Pretending to agree, he probes while the thug grins, thinking he's fooled him. The pink-haired girl snaps, warning Liu Bei he just wants the secret recipe. Her words startle the thug, who turns around pretending to be clueless. He curses her viciously, revealing his scoundrel nature. Liu Bei now sees she's righteous. He raises his hand to slap her. Weapon glowing, she closes her eyes in fear. Liu Bei blocks it in a flash, gripping his wrist mid-swing. He and Xiao Yuli strike back together, their spiritual power flaring. One combined blow sends the thug flying. He rolls on the ground, groaning pitifully. Liu Bei is stunned by his strength. Xiao Yuli just smiles, having secretly boosted him. The elder and pink-haired girl gape, relieved is finally awakened. The silver-haired man, freed from the thug's dark spell, turns furious and denounces his traitorous disciple. He steps forward, apologizing to Liu Bei for poor teaching, but Liu Bei waves it off. Liu Bei even jokes, saying, "You trained a talented disciple, at least in lying." The pink-haired girl blushes, muttering that he's too smooth-tongued. The old man sighs, saying years of alchemy made him forget humanity, and he should now let go. Shocking the pink-haired girl, he clasps Liu Bei's hand like an old friend and grants him the elder's title, leaving him dumbstruck. Liu Bei honestly refuses, claiming he barely knows alchemy, only a few basic recipes. The elder ignores him, dragging him excitedly to the Heavenly Talisman Palace to discuss succession. While Liu Bei panics, the others stare wide-eyed, shouting protests in disbelief. Scene shifts to an ancient palace with mossy curved roofs. In the grand hall, the silver-haired elder proudly flaunts his new talent, Liu Bei. He recounts the story and solemnly declares Liu Bei the new elder of the alchemy division. The disciples below are dumbfounded. The pink-haired girl sighs she came too late. While Xiao Yuli feels both amazed and proud, the elder says Liu Bei is a guiding light who showed him true Tao, then retreats into seclusion to refine his heart and pills. The elder pats Liu Bei's shoulder, assigning the pink-haired girl Linxi to help him manage the alchemy hall, warning her OB. Linxi bows obediently in agreement. From afar, a tan, muscular man watches, eyes dark with jealousy. He grits his teeth, vowing not to forgive Liu Bei even if he fooled their master and junior sister. Next scene, disciples focus on alchemy, firelight reflecting on their serious faces. Liu Bei, bored, strolls out yawning. Xiao Yuli quietly follows. Blonde man calls out mock familiarly, "Taoist Liu, wait up." Narrowing his eyes, he mocks, "So, new elder, how many days now and still no alchemy lessons?" Linxi intervenes, saying not to pressure a newcomer, but the blonde sneers, "A job switcher as an elder?" He taunts, asking if Liu Bei feels ashamed. Liu Bei feigns confusion. "Huh, what'd you say?" The blonde loses his temper, growling his name. Liu Bei calmly replies, "I'm the elder, remember?" The blonde pretends respect, bowing for guidance. Liu Bei praises him like a kid. "Good boy." Skipping formalities, Liu Bei asks, "So, you really want to learn?" Hands in pockets, exuding confidence. He says, "Then I'll teach you right now." Xiao Yuli warns softly, "Don't do anything rash." He slings an arm over her shoulder, assuring her he has a plan, making her blush and stammer for him to back off. As they walk down the corridor, the blonde impatiently asks where the lesson will be. Liu Bei opens a crimson door, declaring grandly, "I'll teach my ultimate secret art here," but behind it lies a simple kitchen. He proudly says, "I always refine pills here." Linux blinks, whispering, "Isn't this a kitchen?" The blonde explodes, shouting that this is an insult, and charges to punch him. Before he can, Xiao Yuli sends him flying with one strike. She radiates fierce aura, warning coldly, "Try again and you're gone." The blonde, collapsed, still rants, "Hell, never let anyone insult alchemy." Liu Bei muses, his hot-headed but loyal to his craft. Liu Bei simply says, "Just watch, you'll see if I'm insulting it." He moves to the stove, explaining as smoke rises that true alchemy is about balancing medicine, not fancy rituals. To him, furnaces, spiritual fire, and arrays are mere tools, nothing sacred. Stirring with resolve, he trusts in his own method. He believes any proper recipe yields a good pill, no matter the means. Linux asks blank, "So done already?" Liu Bei laughs, "Just need a bit of spirit energy." The blonde looks furious, face dark as soot. Liu Bei gently guides Linxi, one hand on her waist, channeling her spiritual energy like stirring air. She blushes furiously. He urges her to focus. She complies shyly, and he sighs, wishing he had spirit power himself. The blonde explodes, roaring, "You mean you can't even use spirit energy?" Liu Bei casually opens the lid as smoke billows out, raising a hand proudly. He declares, "The pill is complete." But inside the pot lies a golden plate of stir-fried eggs with tomatoes. The blonde freezes, jaw dropped. "Wait, this is food," he yells. "You kidding me?" and charges to hit Liu Bei. Quick thinking, Liu Bei stuffs a hot egg bite into his mouth to shut him up. The man chews, suddenly stunned something's happening. Spiritual energy surges through him. Veins cleansed is actually undergoing marrow purification. Eyes closed, he chews like a gurmit, realizing each bite boosts his power more than any pill. Finally he gasps, this is a top-grade formula, then gags, but the taste disgusting. Liu Bei just laughs, as long as it works. Wiping his mouth, the blonde nods reluctantly. Liu Bei really pulled it off. A heartbeat later, he kneels, eyes shining, begging to be accepted as a disciple. Clinging to Liu Bei's leg like to a savior, he vows lifelong loyalty. Liu Bei panics, shouting, no thanks. The man glances at Linux, teasing, or should I change form to please master? Everyone pictures him in a dress, muscles bulging under silk. Nausea hits instantly. Faces go pale, they're seconds from vomiting rainbows. Horrified and angry, Liu Bei kicks him away, yelling, don't you dare be my disciple. Suddenly a female voice calls, Liu Bei, finally found you, making him spin around. It's Becky, familiar and feisty, shouting, stop calling me short lowly. Liu Bei calmly asks what she wants. Becky turns serious, saying she's found a new clue about the hidden cloth woman. The scene shifts, the group leaves immediately. As they head into a gloomy place, Liu Bei wrinkles his nose, complaining about the stench. Becky coolly says, you'll see soon enough. She pushes open a door, reminding them to move quietly since she can't fight right now. They step into a room filled with flickering ancient machinery. On the bed lies an unmoving woman. Metal tubes pierce her chest, channeling energy as if repairing her body. Liu Bei instantly recognizes her, the legendary hidden cloth woman. Suddenly she opens her eyes and rasps two faint words, Dong Huang Bell. Liu Bei nearly dies of fright, face pale as cha. Then a gray-haired, one-footed man limps in, warning not to waste the spirit energy of the spirit crane mechanism. Becky explains she found the woman's body in ruins and asked him to restore it since only she knows the truth. Half conscious, the corpse girl glares at Liu Bei, demanding, the aura of the Dong Huang Bell is fading, did you hide it? He scratches his head, stammering he knows nothing and she's got the wrong guy. Still joking, he asks what the Dong Huang Bell even as she snaps, Yin Dan Yu, don't mess with me. Even bedridden, Yin Dan Yu fumes, calling Liu Bei a shameless clown. Xiao Yulai and Becky cower behind him while he pretends heroic calm. Thinking it's not bad having two beauties cling to him, Yin Dan Yu falls silent, sorrowful. You're right, I'm no longer who I was, she adds softly. You carry the scent of the Dong Huang Bell, the mark of one who's touched or seen that divine relic in the whole city. Only you bear it, she pleads earnestly, promising anything if Liu Bei gives her the Dong Huang Bell. But he insists he knows nothing. Curious, Liu Bei asks what it does. She explains it's an ancient divine relic that absorbs heaven and earth's energy, recreates life, even alters reality itself. He repeats in his mind, create from nothing, pondering the enormity of that power. Sweat beads as he glances at Xiao Yulai, who came from a fictional world. Could she be proof of that power? He looks at the red ring on his hand, doubting everything that's ever emerged from it as foreign to this world. He asks again, are you sure? She answers firmly, no mistake. 20 years ago, I saw the Dong Huang Bell kill 4 of my kin. I'll never forget. The corpse woman recounts the horror. Li Jing sought the Dong Huang Bell to create the humanoid automaton Yanjia, found it with an old man, and the bloody battle that followed still haunts her. Her eyes burn with both longing and despair. She says Li Jing was gravely wounded, and the Dong Huang Bell vanished afterward. Liu Bei falls silent while the corpse woman glares, him telling the truth. Why that look? He asks to confirm, you're seeking the bell to become human, right? Furious yet honest, she admits it's her only dream, a Yanjia yearning to be human. Navy and painful, she laughs bitterly, mocking herself for failing miserably, ashamed of her own folly. Liu Bei eyes her metal body and quips, yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. She's speechless. Then he adds seriously, becoming human doesn't have to rely on the Dong Huang Bell. Stunned, her heart races. You have another way. Jolted upright, she trembles. You can really make me human? Liu Bei arches a brow. Ever heard of the green lotus jewel form? Her eyes light up. The legendary artifact. Infuse a soul into it to gain a real body. You have it, don't you? Liu Bei nods without denial. She nearly cries with hope, begging, please save me. Half teasing, he says, you forgot you almost killed me. Huh. She stiffens, guilt-ridden, at a loss for words. She slowly realizes Liu Bei isn't cruel, he's giving her a chance. He says gently, unless you can offer something truly special. She asks blankly, special how? Gritting her teeth, she offers, I can become your servant, plant the life and death seal in my core. My fate will be yours. It'll never betray you. Liu Bei looks at her differently now, with pity and respect. Fearing rejection, she adds, I once had nascent soul cultivation, now only golden core, but still useful. Besides, serving you keeps my soul intact. Liu Bei chuckles, sounds like a fair deal, still clutching a talisman just in case. At last he draws forth the green lotus jewel form, declaring, deal struck. Green light bursts forth, transforming her mechanical body. She blushes, closing her eyes as the emerald glow melts metal into living flesh. Her voice soft and alluring, she whispers, Master, making Liu Bei flinch, face red, muttering, that sounds wrong. As the light fades, a fully reborn Yin Dan Yu stands before them, rosy, human, alive, and Liu Bei says, let's go. This is your true body now. She begins the soul transfer ritual. green light bursting from her senses, spiritual energy gathers, reshaping a new body, chanting and swallowing talismans. Her form glows from head to toe. Flesh reconstructs corpse turned human as she bows, calling softly. Master! Xiao Yulai blushes, averting her eyes from the naked figure, warning him to stay away. Jealousy burns inside her as the revived woman hugs Lu Bei. In a flash, the corpsewoman dons seductive clothes, cooing and calling him her Dao partner. Lu Bei sighs, one's acting flirty, the other's swinging her sword. Sparks flies, both draw weapons. Ready for chaos, Lu Bei panics, shouting for peace, face pale with fear. Boom! A thunderous explosion shakes everything. The blonde man, eyes shining, cheers in triumph. He holds a spoon over his bubbling poison brew, dreaming of showing his revival pill to his master. At the hospital, Lu Bei lies bandaged head to toe, sneezing as if someone mentioned him. Two girls watch over him anxiously, one urging him to drink medicine, the other calling his name nonstop. The blonde bursts in, shocked to see his master flatten like a pancake. Holding his reeking cauldron, he grins wickedly, ready to test his concoction. Just a taste. Master, he says, pushing the deadly spoon closer. This fool, desperate to be accepted, seizes the chance to try his lethal brew. Suddenly, a high heel flies like lightning. The corpse girl stomps him down, snarling not to harm her master. The blonde trembles, insisting it's the best medicine in the lab. Linux steps in, confirming he's actually talented in alchemy. The corpse girl relents, allowing Lu Bei to try. The blonde obeys eagerly. Unconscious Lu Bei is forced to swallow the foul-smelling potion. To everyone's shock, he suddenly sits up, perfectly fine. Xiao Yulai squeals with joy seeing him awake. Lu Bei grabs a bin and vomits a glittering rainbow, groaning about the atrocious taste. Yet surrounded by two beauties, he grins, thanking the blonde for saving him. He thanks him warmly, while the blonde blushes and asks for more pill recipes. Suddenly, pain hits Lu Bei, doubles over, alarming Xiao Yuli. He dashes to the toilet like a man on fire, suspecting something's wrong with the brew. The door slams. The blonde smirks, thinking the detox process is working. Inside, Lu Bei curses the entire Heavenly Talisman clan for this brain-dead cure. From noon till dusk, he stays trapped inside, emotions swinging like a stock chart. At one point, he just wishes his soul would escape and end the misery. Xiao Yula waits outside, heart burning with worry at the prolonged detox she guesses has clogged up. Too embarrassed to ask, the blonde assures her it's just a slow toxin purge due to weak constitution. She doesn't get it until he gestures in circles, then blushes bright red in realization. Inside, Lu Bei's nearly desiccated, mumbling weakly. Exhausted beyond reason, his brain short-circuits, grinding his teeth. He snarls at the blonde to shut up. Rage flares, he yells, "Don't you dare say I overtrained my hands." Outside, Xiao Yulai beams, announcing Lu Bei has achieved 3 flowers convergence. He stumbles out pitifully, hands raised for help, looking like a reborn zombie. The air reeks of biological fallout. The blonde plugs his nose as Lu Bei panics at his ballooned belly. Xiao Yulai calmly explains it's just qi condensation and body refinement in progress. She's gentle with everyone except the corpse girl, whom she scolds like a master disciplining a disciple. Lifting the limp Lu Bei, she wonders how his cultivation rose so fast. He weakly groans, has about to explode. Lin Yi jumps in teasingly, saying he screams like a maiden, making him blush harder. Lu Bei's Kairop's clothes shred, muscles swell like a cultivator Hulk. The blonde gapes, amazed by such a rare prodigy. Decades of training, has never seen this. Lu Bei turns into a flushed middle-aged uncle from overheating. Xiao Yulai urges him to balance yin and yang. He follows, Kuai surging like a fountain. A spurt of blood bursts out, proof has pushed past his limit. Xiao Yulai panics, shouting his name. The blonde checks his pulse, diagnosing newly healed internal injuries and fragile body. Lu Bei faints. The blonde warns, without Kai support hell explode like fireworks. Lin Yi flails in panic, hands waving wildly. The blonde solemnly suggests only dual cultivation with a strong expert can save him. Lin Yi blushes furiously, instantly catching the implication. Xiao Yulai claps, "I know what to do." Lu Bei backs away, stammering, "Isn't this a bit fast?" She answers softly, "To save you, he'll do anything." She removes her robes layer by layer, grace and determination mingling. Sitting astride him, she whispers, "Don't move. Let me handle it." Lu Bei's nose bleeds like a waterfall. This difficulty level's insane. Xiao Yuli kisses him, channeling Kai through her lips, while he's lost in heavenly bliss. Her legs wrap around his waist, cheeks blooming red as spring peach petals. She scolds gently, "I said don't move, why are you?" Lu Bei blinks, "Wait, dual cultivation isn't that thing?" She sighs, "It's Kai fusion, not that." "Okay." Leaving him mortified, he awkwardly gestures at his problem. She tells him to endure the test. His body trembles like a volcano ready to erupt, barely holding back. The others burst in as spiritual winds swirl. Lin Yi cheers, has reached 3-flower convergence. She celebrates while the blonde covers his eyes, blushing and apologizing for peeking. But Xiao Yuli shocks everyone, shouting, "Don't go." Lu Bei's fainted. After a long blackout, Lu Bei slowly awakens, vision hazy. The first thing he sees, sleek black stockings, detailed to every thread. Half dazed, he touches a tiny tear and gets slapped into a full 360 spin. The girl Terriade yells, "I just came to visit, why'd you do that?" Pervert. He realizes it's Mo Qingji. Xiao Yuli walks in to witness the mess. Shi Ji sobs in the corner as both scold him mercilessly. Lu Bei flails, "I just poked the hole in her stockings. No bad intent, I swear." The girls leave him to rest, Chatting on the sofa, Xiao Yulai explains he only reached peak refinement and fainted from exhaustion. Then she suggests, how about we train him in sword arts to toughen him up? Shi Ji's eyes light up, learning from a sword master. Imin both glance at the bedridden Liu Bei with plotting smiles. He can only weep internally at his fate. Soon after, the group heads to Qinjian Mountain, lush and heavy with spirit energy. At the crowded gate, Xiao Yulai beams, declaring, this place is perfect for cultivation. She charged in like a bull. Shi Ji and Lac Bei panicked, yelling, you need a ticket. After buying tickets properly, the trio climbed the mountain, Lac Bei gasping like reaching the immortal peak. On top, Xiao Yulai began, today, he'll teach you the ancestral sword art Sai Yunjian. She lectured excitedly, mind bursting with martial wisdom, stressing speed and sharpness. Sai Yun means a sword that clears clouds to reveal truth, symbol of heroic spirit. She drew her sword solemnly, quoting the founder, one strike splits heaven and earth. Shi Jia repeated with zeal, nearly turning into a sword saint, while the two blazed with energy. Lac Bei behind looked wilted like boiled spinach. Xiao Yulai handed out two shiny swords, saying, take them. He'll show the first move. She shouted ready. One side thrilled, the other droopy as a dying banana leaf. Her eyes gleamed, voice firm. Sai Yunjian has 19 forms, but only one true killer move. She raised her sword skyward, majestic like a sword goddess. Shi Jia stared in awe, eyes sparkling with admiration. Xiao Yulai swung, shouting whoosh whoosh whoosh, like a sound effect pro. Woola woo woo woo, a strange sound that baffled the others. She calmly explained, that's the whoosh whoosh part, confusing them even more. Lac Bei burst out laughing, trembling as he mock-echoed whoosh whoosh whoosh. Xiao Yulai frowned, what's so funny? Forget it, you'll never get it. Lac Bei patted Shi Jia's shoulder, pretending to be a wise mentor. Standing behind her, he said smoothly, let me guide you, lower your stance. Xiao Yulai frowned, suspicious. You sure? He tilted his head confidently. Trust me. Lac Bei held Shi Jia's hand, leading her through graceful moves. While teaching, he explained Sai Yunjian had only one real strike, the rest were fluff. He added some flashy extras for artistic flair. His hand brushed her waist as he kept lecturing. Lower, that's the right form. The training looked like a romantic wuxia dance scene. Dark thoughts bloomed in Lac Bei's mind, his hands growing bolder. When Shi Jia's tights ripped, she screamed, pervert, my last pair. Lac Bei, scolded to dust, protested, I was teaching seriously. As she ran to tell Xiao Yulai, his phone rang, perfect timing to save his hide. Lac Bei answered seriously, hello, I'm on my way, then told them, urgent business. I'm off. Leaving Shi Jia fuming, the caller urged, it's a classmate's wedding. Hurry, puzzling others at his sudden zeal. Scene switched to a fancy lakeside restaurant bustling with guests. Lac Bei laughed among old friends. A purple-haired guy teased, you got buff? Huh. Brown-haired one replied coolly, heaven's secrets can't be told. Purple hair changed topic. Whining Lac Bei was too busy to hang out. He coughed to dodge and shifted talk to Zhu Shu's wedding. Inside, Lac Bei sighed he couldn't just tell them he was cultivating immortality. Brown hair added, Zhu Shu's the first of us to marry has been with a licensed college. The two guys paled and covered Lac Bei's mouth. Shu, the bride isn't a lie. Leaving him dumbfounded, a slim man in white arrived, smiling apologetically for being late. Brown hair teased, what's wrong? Already depressed before marriage. Lac Bei sniffed and caught a strange odor. The man in white, face pale, sighed, I'm just a programmer drained by deadlines. Bei froze, sensing something off. Then a man in orange entered with a long-legged girl in yellow. All smiles. Lac Bei sighed, so the bragging king from old times had arrived. His gaze met the girl's, instantly sensing her aura. She was a cultivator. She approached gently, smiling. Mister, may we speak in private? The orange shirt guy flared up. Hey, she's with me. She gave him one glance, and he obediently murmured, okay. She took Lac Bei's hand, whispering, fellow Taoist, care to dual cultivate? He yelped. What? Thunderstruck. Outside, she introduced herself, him Yangting, disciple of the Hehuan sect. Cold sweat ran down Lac Bei's back. Legendary Lust Cult sect. Yangting leaned close, coaxing, friendly dual cultivation boost power. Yes, he backed off. Nope, I already have a partner and not that kind. The orange shirt guy burst out, mocking, still using my leftovers. Huh. Brown hair jumped in. Watch your mouth. You're the real homewrecker. Though not handsome, Lac Bei kept calm, while brown hair stood guard like a true bro. The show-off kept bragging shamelessly about seducing others' lovers, reeking of money and arrogance. Brown hair nearly punched him, but Lac Bei stopped him, coolly saying, I never loved Zhong Yuan. She's none of my concern. Still calm, he added, you're the intruder. I owe you nothing. Miss Yang has no ties to me, either. Stay away. The braggart snorted and spat venom. He wrapped an arm around the long-legged girl, flaunting his flings till she snapped. Shut up. What nonsense are you spewing? Lac Bei simply said, I already have a girlfriend. The guy burst out laughing. Don't tell me it's one of those anim chicks you liked in college. He sneered. White hair, golden eyes, wearing tights. Right? Lac Bei calmly. Exactly. The guy laughed so hard he almost fell until he noticed the crowd had gone silent. Xiao Yulai appeared stunning in a slit dress, declaring, as telling the truth, I'm Lac Bei's girlfriend. She leaned in, whispering, sorry I'm late, making Lac Bei blush, thinking, deadly gorgeous. Brown hair whistled in admiration, praising his lucky friend, while Lac Bei introduced, this is Kishen. He leaned in. How did you find me? Xiao Yuli smiled, flashing a tracker card. I monitor your every move, else would protect you. Everyone gawked like watching a romance action flick, envious of Lack Bei's stunning girlfriend, while he could only grin awkwardly. The braggart still jeered. I don't buy it, bet you hired her to act. He demanded proof. Lack Bei snapped. I don't need to prove a damn thing. Get lost. The guy sneered venomously. Ha! Knew it, just another scam. Brown hair joked. Then kissed to prove it. Lack Bei sweated, refusing, but Hair yelled, kiss, kiss, turning the room into a festival. Xiao Yulei suddenly pulled him in, lips locked, bodies glued. She kissed boldly, leaving Lack Bei frozen like a snapped banana tree. They kissed like stars in a romantic toothpaste commercial. The crowd cheered wildly while the smug guy darkened like a blackout sky. Suddenly, a scream split the air. Brown hair blinked. What's happening? The bride in white dropped her bouquet. Face pay, she was Lao San's fiancée. Shock rippled through the room. She ran off wordlessly while Lo San stood clueless. The orange-haired girl darted after her. Lack Bei stared blankly as Xiao Yulei suggested pursuit. Lack Bei stopped her, baffled. Why's the bride running? Xiao Yulei calmly said, she's not human. The bride's true form emerged, a demon, fangs gleaming like razors. The two stood atop their swords. Lack Bei sweated. Now what? Xiao Yulei looked chill as grocery shopping. She glanced at him. Test your skills, midterm exam. Lack Bei paled, crying internally. Before he reacted, she shoved him off. He fell screaming like a stabbed duck. Luckily, he landed on something soft and bouncy, a girl, like a living pillow. Turns out it was the demon bride, pinned under him like a rag doll. He panicked, yelling, accident, totally an accident. Worse, his hand landed somewhere forbidden, his face redder than a ripe tomato. The demon bride oozed charm, eyes sparkling with hearts, ready to seduce. She acted like a pro-temptress, her breath thick with danger. Lack Bei fell right into her trap, turning into a love-drunk fool. The demon smirked wickedly, about to swallow him whole. From above, Xiao Yulei frowned, shaking her head at male weakness. The demon drooled, baring fangs, while Lack Bei suddenly regained monk-like calm. Realizing the trap, he readied his counter. His sword flared bright. Xiao Yulei struck from above like lightning. Lack Bei attacked in sync from below. Their lights merged, blasting the fake bride straight on. Overjoyed, Lack Bei realized it actually unleashed real sword energy. Xiao Yulei shouted, bind its soul, don't let the core escape. The bride lay flat like dried fish. Lack Bei scratched his head. What's a core? A demon soul burst from her body. Lack Bei pointed, yelling like spotting a UFO. The soul darted off, wind swirling. Lack Bei paled. Oh no, we're screwed. He gritted his teeth, watching the demonic aura fade, helpless as an upside-down turtle. A glowing orb appeared in his hand, looked suspiciously like a knockoff Pokeball. He hurled it, shouting, Ling Ling orb, deploy. The orb shone, vacuuming the demon soul like a divine vacuum cleaner. Lack Bei puffed his chest. See, my move's epic, right? Xiao Yulei waved. Stop bragging, catch it before time runs out. Lack Bei instantly launched his next move. Golden ropes wrapped the demon tight, like binding a lobster before boiling. He stared curiously. Huh, looks like a fox, but not really a fox. Xiao Yulei landed softly like a feather, saying, that's a Guanhu. She explained clearly. Omyoji are cultivators too, and Guanhu are little fox spirits kept as pets by hired demons. She grabbed the struggling Guanhu, saying it once possessed pretty girls to drain men's yang energy. Hearing that, Lack Bei turned pale. Sensing a disaster bigger than a Category 12 storm, he ran to the bride, face bloodless. Oh no, she was possessed, I accidentally killed her. Then he froze, blank-faced like his brain had been rebooted. Xiao Yulei smiled calmly. Relax, her soul's only separated, it'll return soon, and she'll forget everything. Lack Bei sighed, pitying his friend's love that wilted before blooming. A chill hit him. Wait, someone must be behind this. He grabbed the Guanhu, shouting, speak, who sent you? The demon trembled, then spat a thin veil of black mist. It collapsed dead. Lack Bei gasped. Heavens, silence for real. Xiao Yulei glanced once, voice cold. Not suicide. Suspicion flickered in Lack Bei's eyes. The mastermind was scarier than imagined. Holding the dead Guanhu, he wondered who was pulling the strings, and was he the real target? In a dreamy purple-lit room, a strange aura filled the air. A woman's proud voice boasted about a secret formula just perfected. She poured green liquid over her chest, believing it would spark a miracle. She moaned softly, uttering sounds unfit for polite company. Back a blush crimson, eyes watery, embarrassed yet curious about the upgrade. When her phone rang, killing the mood instantly. Hearing Lack Bei's report about the Guanhu, she lit up with excitement, vowing to investigate to the core. On the other end, Lack Bei could only sigh darkly. What on earth is this girl doing now? Flip-flop sounds echoed as someone entered the room. Xiao Yulei appeared, hair damp, thin shirt barely hiding the scenery. Lack Bei nearly fainted, nosebleed gushing. As she glared, what filthy thoughts are you having again? She straightened her shirt and lectured seriously about his flowed cultivation that let the demon seduce him so easily. Lack Bei gaped, that bad? Then how do I train my spirit sense? Xiao Yulei sat cross-legged, instructing, focus 5 hearts to heaven, purify your soul. Her shirt fluttered dangerously. She closed her eyes, chanting, guiding energy through her body until she glowed faintly. This time Lakby got serious, banishing distractions and entering deep meditation. Her voice echoed in his mind. This is your spiritual realm. Resist all temptation or be devoured. Floating in pink clouds, Lakby thought, temptation? Easy. You'll just imagine boring stuff. Suddenly, gold and treasures rained down. His eyes lit up, while her voice warned, remember their illusions. Lakby stomped angrily, muttering, all fakes like buying cheap knockoffs. Then a long, snow-white leg appeared in the mist. It was Xiao Yuli in a scorching bikini that could shame Cinemas. She approached slowly, calling his name in honey-dripped tones. He gawked, swallowing hard, mumbling, illusion, it's all illusion. She suddenly pulled his hand to her chest, smiling. Tell me, do fake things feel this soft? Lakby's face turned crimson, body trembling from how disturbingly real it felt. The illusion moaned seductively, scolding and teasing until his sanity wobbled. No, this is wrong, so wrong. He stepped on gold, slipped, and fell hard, yelling, Allie, help, I don't want this. He sank deeper into illusion. Golden bikini Yuli appeared, grinning. If it's fake, why are you trembling? He stammered, just physiological reflex. I'm healthy. Okay, she arched a brow, flaunting curves. Yo, let's verify that. He nosebled instantly, screaming inside. Illusion or not, let me enjoy it first. A giant bell tolled midream, booming through his skull like thunder. All illusions money. Women, treasures faded like dawn mist. Holding his head, he groaned. What the heck? The bell's ringing inside my brain. An old man with silver hair and immortal aura appeared in violet light. He punched the massive bell, shattering it with divine force. The blast flung Lakby hundreds of meters like a marble from a slingshot, tumbling through warped space. He thought vaguely, so this is how I become a ghost. Flailing, half terrified, half regretful, he screamed, nope, I haven't hugged enough beauties yet. I amid cosmic stars. He panicked, unsure if his body still existed or was minced to stardust. Time lost meaning. He lay there muttering, man, this illusion really won't quit. Something spun him like laundry, making him dizzy. He yelled, stop, just let me wake up. Suddenly he stood tall, inhaling deep, no losing. Lakby still fights on. A blinding light flared, piercing the void. A ray of hope. Real exit. The dark sky split open to reveal a shining gate. He cheered. Yes, I'm out. He dashed through the glowing pool into a new realm identical to before, except a massive floating bell hovered above. Wait again. Lakby stared at the giant object, mumbling numbers. 1, 213,988. What the heck? He stepped closer to a vast flower-shaped structure, strangely serene inside. He reached out and touched a glowing golden petal. The flower bloomed instantly, petals drifting like summer snow. Eyes wide, he thought, that white lotus, could it be linked to the Dong Huang bell? The petals swirled into a golden tornado rushing at him. He screamed, cultivation my ass. The illusion shattered. Lakby woke up, dazed like a newborn chick. Xiao Yuli sat before him, worried. He stammered, blushing, I'm fine, just dizzy. He recounted the golden lotus, guessing it had struck him and caused inner injury. Xiao Yuli dragged him along as he stumbled, mind spinning like spaghetti. She paused by the balcony, asking, do you know the ninefold lotus of resonance? He blinked. Ninefold what now? Fragments of illusion, reality, and the lotus began connecting in his mind. Remembering the fall, he muttered, don't tell me I really dropped from that place? Xiao Yuli explained calmly, no, that was the image of the ninefold lotus within you, but it's deeply tied to your soul. She continued, the white jade ninefold lotus symbolizes purity beyond human imagination. Gazing at him, she concluded, you're different. Not only can you imagine it, you manifested it. Your fortune is so strong even heaven respects it. He scratched his head, so I'm actually pure. He looked at the red ring on his hand, mumbling like a monk, so this is what luck looks like. Lakby sat cross-legged, inhaling deeply, entering meditation with natural flow. Golden light radiated as his body purified. A golden lotus bloomed in his heart like rebirth. Xiao Yuli watched, smiling faintly. Didn't expect him to advance this far. Almost a breakthrough. Lakby focused all his strength, spiritual energy swirling like a storm. Suddenly the door burst open, footsteps clacking, and a familiar shout. Lakby! Shijia rushed in holding a box, brand new tights on her legs, panting, hey, great news. Xiao Yuli snapped. Don't come near, you'll disrupt his cultivation. Too late. Shijia touched his shoulder. Boom. Immortal energy exploded, reversing his flow. Lakby exhaled. Pure ki hit Shijia's face, and she instinctively inhaled several times. Her eyes glazed over, body floating as if flying through pink clouds, drunk on sweetness. A second later she screamed, I just inhaled your ki. Oh no! Why did I do that? Xiao Yuli face-palmed, sighing, knew it can't save these people. They both sat. Lakby asked, so, what did you come for? She replied, that Guan Hu case you asked me to investigate. He recalled Beika the Chaos Queen, muttering, don't tell me it's her again. Shijia blushed, twisting her fingers. The Shenshio Guild posted a 10,000 bounty to solve the Yandrain cases. I just wanted experience, not the money. Okay. Lakby nearly choked. Wow, you just confessed your greed out loud. He quickly changed topic. So, any leads? She said. Only that similar cases popped up lately. They drain just a little, leaving victims weak temporarily. Her tone dropped. The Shenshio Guild only acts when it threatens the cultivation world. Small cases, they ignore. Black Bay realized, so that's why Baika put up her own bounty. They discussed further, realizing the Shenxiao Guild was no holy order, more like a messy marketplace. Shiji added, inside, they're full of rival cliques, always bickering, everyone doing their own thing. Black Bay sighed, then we're on our own. Got any other clues? She hesitated, just that someone's controlling the Ganhu but no idea who. He snapped, seriously, I already knew that. She bowed, mumbling, that's why I came to you and Senior Xiao for help. Xiao Yuli interjected, if we catch another Guanhu still linked to its master, we can trace it back. Black Bay nodded, exactly, soul tracking through spiritual signal, perfect teamwork. Scratching his head, he asked, yeah, but where do we find another Guanhu now? Xiao Yuli tapped her cheek, remembering, at your friend's wedding a female cultivator appeared, right? Black Bay's eyes lit up, yes, we can ask her. He instantly dialed Yang Ting, the same temptress who once tried to dual cultivate with him. The moment she picked up, her voice purred, handsome, finally agreed to cultivate with me. The two women beside Black Bay erupted like jealous volcanoes, their killing intent thick enough to choke him. He stammered, nope, serious business only. On the other end, Yang Ting lazily painted her toenails, replying, honestly, I didn't find anything odd about the groom. Stretching on her bed, she teased half seriously, fine, tell me what do you want this time? Then she dropped a bombshell. Someone said that bride looked exactly like my dad's lover. Maybe these Guanhu demons share a disguise spell. Black Bay's eyes gleamed. Really? Who's the woman? Then froze. Wait, that name sounds familiar. The reply struck like lightning. Your first love. His heart plummeted straight to his stomach. In an elegant low-shaped building, a gentle voice spoke. Didn't expect you to contact me first. It was Chuksu, once part of Black Bay's harem lineup, now more dazzling than ever. Her voice melted like candy. I thought you still hated me. Black B, how could anyone hate me? He fumbled. No, nothing like that. I just need to ask something. She blushed softly. Actually, I only ever liked you. While Black Bay's mind word, her father's lover looked just like the demon bride. Creepy coincidence. Silence thickened the air, awkward enough to make birds forget how to chirp. Chuksu took his hand, sighing. So I misunderstood, thought you liked me too? Black B gently offered her a tissue. Nope, that's not what I meant. She teared up, twisting his hands. I'm sorry, I only dated Huan Zihao out of anger. Can you forgive me? Bay froze, brain flashing out of service. Outside, Jia squeezed her wine glass till it cracked, whispering furiously, what's he doing with her? She grit her teeth, jealousy blazing. Does he even deserve us after this? Another girl huffed, pulling off her shades, muttering, guess I'm jealous on Senior Xiao's behalf too. Unable to bear it, Jia stormed in, yelling, let go. You think you can touch him that easily? Black Bay stared blankly, surrounded by chaos and question marks. The clinging girl made him visibly uncomfortable. He had no idea why she'd shown up here. Chushu stayed calm, gently apologizing before asking if Shijia was his girlfriend, leaving her tongue-tied. Chuksu looked slightly sad. Shed thought Black Bay's lover was the woman from the wedding. Shijia glared, convinced this green tea act was fake innocence meant to steal her man. She stammered a denial while Black Bay noticed Chuksu now seemed sharper, more assertive than before. Shijia grabbed Black Bay's hand and declared proudly, I'm his official girlfriend. She reminded them she'd risked her life helping Xiao Yulai slay beasts, all for her senior's cause. Chushu sneered, funny, that last girl was much prettier than you. Black Bay stood helplessly between them as the air crackled, catfight imminent. Shijia coldly dropped a bomb. She's the first wife, I'm the second. Black Bee choked, coughing in panic. Chuksha's smile vanished, thunder replacing honey. She called him a blind fool bewitched by fox spirits, even accusing him of lusting after his father's lover. Black Bai pretends to be cocky but just wants to learn about the mysterious woman, making Juksu wonder what he knows. She angrily says her father's health declined ever since living with that woman. She insists the woman is poisoning her father for his fortune. Black Bai is stunned, his mind racing. He asks if she has any proof of poisoning. Zhuxu explains her once healthy father is now weak, cold-handed, aching. Swollen. Black Bai suspects kidney issues. She coughs lightly, convinced her theory is right since it's lasted too long. Black Bai's face darkens, realizing things are more serious than he thought. Her eyes turn sad. She swears her father's been harmed but no longer trusts his children. Black Bai pats her shoulder, promising to investigate like a righteous hero. Zhuxu beams with joy and gratitude, while Xia coughs to remind her to keep her distance. She cheers up again, giggling with shy sweetness. Zhuxu shows a photo of the suspicious woman plainly dressed, not mistress-like, and tells him to call if he finds anything. She leaves. Black Bai stares at the photo, puzzled by how decent the mistress looks. Elsewhere, Xiao Yuli is gaming hard, posing like a model. Game over flashes. She pouts, annoyed by another loss. A glowing aura appears at the door. She tenses but politely invites the unknown visitor in. An old Taoist steps from golden mist, bowing an apology for disturbing her. Xiao Yulai observes his deep, stable aura. Definitely a master who knows her title. He doesn't enter. She guesses Hez from the Celestial Master Hall, and she's right. She warmly invites him to sit, pouring tea and asking his purpose. The Taoist smiles, saying he just wanted to meet the famed cultivator, though his apparently late. She immediately realizes it's about Black Bai and clarifies she means no challenge to the Celestial Hall. the old Taoist releases spiritual power, sternly saying he only seeks assurance that his sect's legacy stays safe. Xiao Yuli counters with energy. Ready to fight, he presses. If Xi Wen sword sect poses danger, she coldly replies. And if it does, their powers clash. Lightning bursts, the room quakes, smoke fills the air. He defends himself, admitting her might, while she calmly notes she held back. After testing strength, he offers an invitation for her and Lac Bai to join an upcoming Dao exchange at the Celestial Hall. He leaves the letter and departs. Xiao Yuli coolly bids farewell, but warns him harm anything she cares for, and hell regret it. Xiao Yuli raises her sword skyward, vowing to wipe out all his disciples. The Taoist turns back, nodding, amused that someone finally dared to threaten him. Two streams of spiritual power clash. Sword aura rises, she says coldly. Is that all? Scene shifts to a skyscraper apartment. Someone yells, "Oh my god, are they beating up the mistress?" Lac Bai and Xia chase the mistress. She pants, complaining the fox runs like an athlete. While he's speechless, the woman leaps to the balcony, seemingly ready to jump. Lac Bai senses her trick. He hurriedly throws a talisman straight at her. The talisman glows, striking the mistress and nearly knocking her off. On the ground, netizens and YouTubers film, screaming, "Holy crap, real magic." Posted on TikTok. Amid the chaos, Lac Bai just sweats his key witness might vanish. And that's a disaster. He grips a green orb, focusing to capture the demon. Ignoring the crowd gathering like a festival, he tosses it, shouting, "Spirit ball, no wait. Demon sealing, Pyrrol. Damn, wrong name." The orb shines, sucking all fox demon energy inside. It flies back to Lac Bai's hand. He sighs in relief as Xia rushes over. Nosy as ever, seeing all the live streamers, Lac Bai just wants to sink into the floor. Finally, the two drag themselves home. Exhausted, Tu Yuli greets. "What on earth happened to you two?" She eyes them curiously, like she just finished an action movie. Both look wrecked. Sweaty Lac Bai sighs. "Don't ask." Flashback. Xia once offered a solution. "I can erase mortals' memories." Lac Bai urged. "Then say it." She blushed, mumbling it requires mouth-to-mouth spirit transfer. He gaped. "You mean?" So Lac Bai ended up kissing 100 people to transfer spirit power. True madness. He groaned. "Do you know how many had to kiss?" Tu Yuli shuddered, folding arms. "Brush your teeth before talking to me." Ignoring her, Lac Bai slumps on the chair, fiddling with the orb proudly. "At least I caught that fox smart and brave." Huh! Suddenly, the royal cat on his shoulder peeks out, staring at the green orb. It playfully bats it from his hand. Then the cat dives and swallows the orb whole. Lac Bai screams. It ate the demon-sealing pearl. He frantically shakes the cat while Xia nervously asks if it'll be okay. Tu Yuli calmly assures it can't digest the orb, but keeping it inside is bad. Shall extract it with spirit force. Lac Bai holds the cat like a plushie, grumbling, "We really didn't need this weird midnight snack." Minutes later, the cat pitifully coughs up the slimy glowing orb. Xia just facepalms, defeated by both cat and owner. Lac Bai picks up the drool-covered orb, sighing, "Fine, let's interrogate the fox." Tu Yuli objects, explaining the fox's master would silence her instantly if released. Xia asks what now. Tu Yuli calmly says, "Relax, I've got a plan." She begins setting up a formation, thousands of glowing talismans ready to force the fox soul to confess. The fox spirit writhes inside the magic array, trapped among swirling charms. Xia gapes in awe. "Wow, even my master couldn't pull this off." Tu Yuli waves her hand, drawing charms midair and shouts, "Rise!" The Yining array spins wildly, forming a vortex that sucks in surrounding energy. She checks her mystical compass, pointing out, "Our target's 200 miles northeast." There, a shadowy figure filled with killing intent emerges through the mist. His body wrapped in red-black demonic aura, he grows like hell's echo. Another one lost, half-human, half-demon, has soaked in evil Kai, needing only a bit more yang energy to break through. In fury, he smashes everything, roaring about being cast out by his sect, his hatred boiling. He smirks wickedly, vowing to devour anyone foolish enough to approach. Disaster looms. Scene shifts to distant mountains. Lac Bai and Xia arrive at a hidden small town. He marvels. People live even out here. As they wander, Lac Bai suddenly asks if Xia brought any papers. She snaps. "What's that supposed to mean?" He blinks innocently, saying he just wanted to find an inn, not offend her. She edges away suspiciously, then spots a familiar face and smiles. "Dao friend, is that you?" Lac Bai surprised Yang Jing. "You too." She's equally shocked. "I was about to ask you the same." Yang Jing notices Xia's from the Celestial Master Hall. Showing respect, Xia greets politely, making things a bit formal. Out of curiosity, Yang Jing asks about Lac Bai and Xia's relationship. He flatly says, "Just traveling together." The together startles Yang Jing. She secretly wonders if this guy's juggling both a powerhouse girlfriend and a celestial disciple. Lac Bai casually invites her along, blushing. Yang Jing insists she's just an ordinary mortal. The tense air breaks as a twin-braided girl, Lulu, pops up teasing, "Sister Jing," flirting again, then cheerfully greets the two cultivators. She innocently asks if they came to complete the same commission, making Lac Bai frown. How does she know? The four decide to chat over food at a small eatery. Lulu starts, saying she wants to ally and offers intel Shiz gathered as goodwill. She explains that since the mission began, cultivators scoured the town yet found nothing. Only she uncovered one key clue. She solemnly claims her special ability lets her read fox spirits' memories, and all they've met came from one place. Seeing blank faces, she huffs. What? No one's impressed. Lakbai whips out his phone, pointing at a map. Within 20 miles there's just one village, this one. Lulu nods fast. Yes, that's it. Soon, a red car speeds down the highway. Trees blurring past. The man in white driving grumbles. Your route's too far, gas cost me a fortune. Lulu giggles. Come on, driver uncle. It's fate we met. The driver pauses, face stiffening, then nods. Huh, guess that makes sense. Suddenly, the car screeches to a halt with a chilling squeal. Lakbai lurches forward, face squished against the glass, totally baffled. He asks the driver what happened. The man in white stammers. That tree just fell, dodge fast or we'd all be dead. A giant tree blocks the road, roots torn out as if yanked by force. The group checks and Lakbai's suspicion is confirmed. Lulu spots traces of spiritual energy and strange paper scraps on the trunk. Lakbai concludes it's a paper puppet controlled by an Amyoji. Tells everyone to ditch the car and walk. Night falls. Lakbai glances at the gloomy sky, sensing incoming trouble. He takes out his compass, confirming their path is the narrow trail ahead. The three creep into the dark forest. Shia and Lulu cling to his sleeves, making him grumble. Easy, ladies. I'm not an octopus. Shia trembles, gripping his arm with icy hands while Lakbai stays alert. Suddenly, a red-black humanoid figure lunges from the dark. The girls scream loud enough to shake trees. One climbs his shoulder, the other grabs his leg. Lakbai shouts, calm down, open your eyes and see what it is. Under the flashlight, it's just a pale Taoist who tripped face first. Lulu exclaims, Brother Zhang Bei. The Taoist scratches his head awkwardly. Sorry for scaring you. Lulu, Taoist Mo. Taoist Lak first meeting. Pardon my manners. He introduces himself as the head of Qingjin Temple. Shia curiously asks how he knows who they are. Zhang Bei smiles, saying he has heard of them long ago and once saw them practicing sword arts behind Qingjin Temple. His eyes sparkle as he praises their mastery. Lakbai narrows his eyes. Hey, don't think we didn't notice you changing the subject. Lulu quickly diverts. So, Brother Zhang Bei, you took this commission too. He shakes his head. He's here searching for a missing disciple from that mission. Lakbai spreads his arms heroically. Then what are we waiting for? Let's team up. Touched? Zhang Bei smiles. Thank you. Taoist Lak, you're truly reliable. The four venture deeper. Shia lights the way, muttering how eerie it feels so close to the village. Zhang Bei suddenly points ahead. Red glows like demonic eyes flicker in the dark. Shia shivers. They're staring at us. Zhang Bei calmly reassures. Relax. Probably just red lanterns. Lak grins, intuition sparking. Lanterns. Huh. Then could it be? He cheers, spotting the village at last. Those red lights are lanterns strung along a winding riverside. They enter the village, glowing crimson with lanterns. Lulu frowns. No phone signal. Weird. Lakbai grows uneasy. The silence is too complete. Not even crickets. The stillness chills him. Lulu stammers, while Zhang Bei volunteers bravely. It's fine. I'll go ahead. After a few steps, the ground collapses. He plummets into a pit. Climbing out, he laughs awkwardly. Huh, who puts a hole in the middle of the road? Lulu teases, you stomped too hard. Earth couldn't handle your aura. She giggles, better fill it back in later, or the villagers will find you. Zhang Bei blushes, mumbling, yeah, I know. Turning around, Zhang Bei turns pale. The pit vanished like it never existed. Lakbai's tone hardens. No joke, something's wrong with this village. The red lanterns suddenly float up, flames flickering midair, all four ready for battle. Zhang Bei shouts into the darkness, stop pretending. Show yourself. Lakbai squints. No wind, yet the flames move. Lulu screams, look, our shadows are moving. Their shadows stretch, split, and sway on their own. Everyone chills to the bone. Only Lakbai stays calm, gazing up. There's no light in the sky. So what's casting those shadows? Lulu steadies herself, reasoning. We're in an illusion. That pit was a trap. Zhang Bei roars, who's the coward behind this filth? Come out and face me. Just then, an old half-bald man steps from a house, grumbling, can't sleep with you yelling all night. Zhang Bei reflexively readies a punch, shouting, demon, die. But Lakbai yanks him back. Stop. His human. Lakbai politely greets him. Sorry, we got lost hiking. Are you from the village? The old man glares. Hiking at midnight. You kids have a death wish. Lakbai asks if something's wrong with the village. The old man curtly says, villagers hate outsiders. Stay in my house tonight. Leave by morning. Before entering, he warns, when you leave, walk straight, don't look back. Remember that, pointing at the red lanterns. He growls, disobey, and those inside will drag you out, beat you to death, and toss you into the river. Curious, Lakbai asks why villagers hate strangers and hang red lanterns. The old man says it started recently. He explains a strange Amyoji told them red lanterns repel evil, but after that, the villagers went mad, treating outsiders as ghosts. Shia and Lakbai catch the clue. Dong King suspects the same puppet master behind it all. The group strategizes. Lulu believes the red lanterns are part of a spell formation. Shia explains that cultivation values balance. Red isn't truly a symbol of joy. Someone repeats blankly, so red isn't joy. Lulu clarifies, white means celebration, red is yin, balancing kai. Zhang Bei adds, it gathers yin, it doesn't dispel it. Lakbai asks for more. She says excess yin unbalances humans, causing anger and fatigue. He nods, impressed. Wow, sounds scientifically valid. Zhang Bei snaps, that guy's no cultivator, has an Omyoji. He explains Omyoji train spirit, not body. They channel one type of energy through pacts with spirits. Unlike cultivators, Lulu adds that despite the difference, his level's at least equal to the Zhuji stage. Baffling Lac Bei, Zhang Bai and Shi exchange looks half tired, half tempted to punch him. Lac Bai worries aloud if their small team can handle him. Xia smirks confidently. If it gets bad, we still have Tu Quan's backup. A furious pounding at the door, villagers demanding the outsider be handed over. Xia peeks out crowds with red lanterns. Lac Bai realizes they're all under influence. The old man calms them, stepping out to deal with it, warning the group to stay put. The old man yells at the villagers, scolding them for making a ruckus at midnight. The mob bursts through the gate, knocking him down. Lac Bai shouts in alarm. They storm in with red lanterns, accusing the group of hiding outsiders. Furious, Lac Bai yells that they're bullying an old man. One villager swings an axe, screaming for him to get out. Lac Bai moves fast, blocks, and punches the guy flat. Xia pulls him back, reminding they're just ordinary humans. He grits his teeth, glancing at the fainted old man. So is he. She warns that if they're hurt, the Shenxiu Bureau will intervene. Big trouble. Lac Bai shoves the attacker aside, asking if there's another way, then raises an incense burner. Who's with me on this? Lulu volunteers, activating a spell. Immortal light flashes. Xia awkwardly shields her skirt, her mind wandering about Lac Bai. Even now, he ignores it, saying coldly, "This is why I'm doing it." Incense smoke spreads, knocking the villagers out. Lulu gasps in awe as Lac Bai smugly praises his knockout incense. Xia grabs a rope, eyes blazing, vowing to make them apologize to the old man. Suddenly, a hand grabs her leg from below. The villagers jolt awake, faces twisted, surrounding Xia. Lac Bai yanks her free at the last moment. The crazed mob attacks wildly. He curses under his breath. Xia realizes they're mind-controlled. Feeling no pain, only madness, Lac Bai grits his teeth, readying another move. Lulu warns they can't keep fighting or the villagers will die. Zhang Bei fights while shouting, "Kill mortals and the Shenxiu Bureau will hunt us. Find another way." Xia panics, calling to Lac Bai. He lifts a talisman. Best plan, run. He flings a handful of charms into the air. The charms slap straight onto the pursuers' faces. Xia winces at the expensive waste, lamenting the cost. Lac Bai drags her along, yelling, "Forget the money, just run." And they bolt off, under the quiet full moon. A girl rides her sword lazily through the sky. It's Tia Yuli, sulking after dying in her game again. She tries her phone, no signal, so she focuses on checking Lac Bai's situation. Though wanting him to grow through hardship, she worries and opens a space portal to observe. Down in the village, thick fog rolls in, trapping the four completely. Lac Bai senses danger. They're locked inside a formation. They sprint for their lives, hiding in an abandoned house. Lac Bai wipes sweat, sighing that it's safe for now since the enemy hasn't pinpointed them. Xia frets over the old man, but Lulu reassures she gave him a healing pill. Zhang Bai says he'll be fine since the villagers only hate outsiders, but now they're stuck and in danger. He suspects Lulu might decipher the Gong village array. She explains breaking it requires finding the life gate, but doing so exposes their location and triggers backlash. Zhang Bai scoffs, claiming the trapper must be injured and hiding nothing to fear. Xia still worries, wishing they could mask their Kai to stay unseen. Lac Bai proudly shows his stealth jade talisman. Zhang Bai sighs, saying it's still risky. Breaking the array will cause chaos. Lulu groans about lacking break array charms. They're pricey and need 10 minimum. Lac Bai, poor but bold, declares, "If 10 aren't enough, I'll use 9." She screams in shock, asking how he even owns such treasures. He scratches his head, saying he just has too much stuff, so might as well use some. Zhang Bai warns grimly that their foe is an Amyoji with many shikigami, asking if Lac Bai can break soul contracts. The two girls instantly get excited for a share. Lac Bai turns into a walking Doraemon, pulling out spirit-binding flags that disrupt contracts, generously handing them out. Xia and Lulu cheer, calling him a portable treasure chest, making Lac Bai blush and nearly suffocate from how close they crowd him. The four rush out to resume the battle. Lac Bai lays out tactics, support Lulu to break the formation and find the mastermind. No splitting up. Lulu's eyes gleam with resolve once she identifies the layout and Phoenix points. The formation will collapse. She explains there's a main and sub-core. The paranoid caster likely guards the main, so placing break talismans on the sub-one will suffice. Zhang Bai wipes sweat, uneasy. In theory, sure, but still, Xia pants, complaining they've run for an hour without finding any core. Lulu covers her embarrassment, claiming the spell is just too advanced, that's why it's taking longer. Zhang Bai suddenly panics as his compass stops working, suspecting evil spirits. Blushing, she admits the compass is just broken, no ghosts. Lac Bai facepalms and hands her a new one. With Lac Bai's compass, she finally pinpoints the array's core, but when she bends down to inspect, Lac Bai gets a nosebleed from the view, making Lulu shriek, "What are you looking at?" The core turns out to be inside a reeking men's toilet. Everyone covers their nose. Zhang Bai groans, while Lulu insists this is the spot. They hesitantly step in. Zhang Bai trembles, cleanliness freak fully triggered. The bravest is Lac Bai, who plugs his nose and dives in to check. Xia screams in disgust, begging him to stop. He reaches into the toilet and pulls out a pitch-black object. Lac Bai cheers, found it. Everyone sighs in relief. He gags, muttering the array maker probably didn't want to touch it either. Xia giggles, teasing, "Could said so earlier, I thought you wanted to do that." She then drifts off thinking she'll never hold his hand again, then blushes madly when he asks why, blurting, "Nothing. Just check that thing already." Lac Bai unwraps a black pouch, revealing a cube jade seal carved with strange runes. Lulu reads the inscription, guessing it's a 9-word mantra core controlling the villagers. The main array eye. Lac Bai suspects breaking it will free the villagers. Lulu nods. Ready to test, she places the seal down, surrounding it with talismans, and begins the ritual, chanting and pressing charms to the jade. She shouts the activation order for a counterspell. Spiritual energy surges, paper talismans forming glowing humanoid figures circling around. The light figures merge into a golden halo encasing the jade's seal midair. Lulu focuses intensely, channeling her full strength to maintain the reverse barrier. But the backlash explodes, hurling her violently backward. Lac Bai catches her, worried she coughs. Apologizing, her spirit energy is nearly drained. Just a bit more needed. He forces a spirit-gathering pill into her mouth, saying forget the ritual. Saving her comes first. The scene looks like feeding a toddler. Medicine spills everywhere. Lulu realizes it's a top-tier elixir, radiating pure, overwhelming power. Labo calmly said it was nothing special, snapping her back to focus as she thanked him and resumed building the barrier. Once restored, she flared with energy like an explosion, lighting up the bathroom and stunning Labo. Elsewhere, a half-Taoist, half-minster was performing dark sorcery amid swirling black mist. He opened a spatial rift to observe, realizing Labo's group had vanished from his control. He ordered his spirit minions to hunt and destroy them. Meanwhile, Changbei and Shijia walked alone on an eerie empty road. Shijia whispered if he felt watched, but Changbei laughed it off his paranoia. Before he finished, he screamed at something red-black crawling across the roof. The creature lunged like a ghost, clinging to Shijia's back and trying to bite her neck as she shrieked. Lulu and Labo rushed to help, quickly seeing it was just a human under control. Labo asked what to do, and Lulu smirked confidently. Leave it to me. With one slick move, Lulu yanked the tiny demon out and grinned like a jackpot winner. She puffed her chest proudly while Labo gawked in disbelief. He blurted out, "You can actually do that." The little demon screamed, "Dad, save me," leaving Changbei speechless, comparing it to a naughty kid. Lulu removed the charm, revealing a paper talisman on the spirit point, clear proof of control magic that made Labo frown in thought. Just then, a big guy with a club appeared and attacked from behind. Labo reacted fast, carrying Lulu away from the blow. Panting, "Told you," that brat called backup while she clung to his shoulder. Changbei counterattacked, mocking the clumsy villagers mid-fight, but more enemies flooded in, over a dozen, making Labo pale. Unsure how long they'd last, Changbei and Shijia joined in. Lulu cheered from behind, reminding them not to hurt mortals. While Labo grew anxious as the fight worsened, he came up with a plan: destroy the paper charms controlling their backs to end it. Then he drew charms and spirit stones from his ring, declaring boldly, "A time for the power of money." Without hesitation, he threw a fistful of charms, raining paper like legal confetti over the villagers. He shouted, "Changbei, Shijia, break the paper on their spirit points." Now, the duo coordinated smoothly, freeing half the group in moments. Suddenly, the ground shook and split, dropping both into a deep pit. Lulu panicked, yelling, "This formation changes terrain. How we fall for that?" Before casting her King Feng spell to fix it, but she too got sucked in, tumbling straight into the hole. At the bottom, Changbei staggered up, dazed and confused. Above, Labo fumed, shouting, "What the hell is going on here?" He yelled again, "Enemy, you done yet?" Frustrated, he realized the enemy was splitting them up on purpose. He screamed down, "Changbei, Shijia, you alive?" Dawn split up again, voices echoed back. Still in one piece, "You okay up there?" Lulu, quick-witted, bragged that she used King Feng spell to blow herself back up safely. Labo looked up at the wrong time, gulped, and muttered compliments, making Lulu blush and yell, "What are you staring at, you pervert?" Labo cuffed, regaining composure, and said he was figuring out how to break the terrain-altering formation. Lulu hovered above, asking if he had a plan. He grinned, bouncing a bit. "Pull me up. If there's no ground, I'll make one myself, using King Feng spell." Labo soared up, waving a gleaming jade to signal Changbei and Shijia to regroup. Seeing the glowing blue gem, Lulu gasped, "Heavens, that's top-tier in Bing jade. Do you store a magic shop inside you?" Labo hurled the jade down, freezing the whole village, turning the ground into a glittering ice floor. The possessed villagers staggered forward. Shijia narrowed her eyes, grinning. "Now this is fun." Hands on hips, she posed confidently, while Labo sighed, "Glad you're enjoying it. I didn't do this for laughs." Suddenly the air changed color, mist thickened, and Changbei noticed the rising heat. Shijia panicked. "It's getting hotter," he shouted as the mist ate through his clothes. "My robe's melting." Lulu and Shijia's outfits also tore, Shijia blushing, yelling, "Labo, don't look," but had already seen it all. Mentally sighing at the rare scenic view, Lulu raised charms, chanting to summon a cleansing wind that spun into a vortex shielding the group. As energies clashed, Labo frowned. "Why's the mist this strong?" Lulu caught a dark wisp, replying, "Because it's alive, a fog demon." He guessed the fog demon was the culprit spirit form. Luo agreed, explaining the mist was bait that became a creature when the formation shifted. They realized they were now inside the fog demon's body, where every movement was sensed. She added that it trapped prey in mist, secreted acid, and drained life, so they had to escape fast. LeBeau fretted since the formation both attacked and defended. Asking what to do, Lulu handed charms to the two, instructing them to channel spiritual power for stronger defense. Chang Bai and Shi Jia complied. Then she demanded more. Han Bingjie. LeBeau nervously asked, "How much do you need?" Making her roll her eyes. Muttering, "Typical rich cultivator," Lulu gathered her Kai, lighting up both charms and artifacts, flooding the space with power for a counterstrike. She launched the icy jade into the air, merging it with spirit energy in a dazzling display before XM could react. The Himbing Jade gracefully trapped the shadowy demons like a net. In a flash, all monsters froze solid. Lulu raised her charm, declaring that was the fog demon's true body. She unleashed the charm to shatter the ice, making the demon vanish. Lulu shouted urgently, "Everyone, time to run," but the thick fog engulfed them, blocking all escape. A massive structure rose, and a man atop it smirked. "Yo, right on schedule." His taunting tone revealed he was the mastermind behind the Spirit Fox incident. He lifted the small fox, sneering, "You mean this thing?" Chang Bai roared, charging, "Demon, prepare to die." The man slyly swallowed a pill. His aura surging, power erupted in an instant, forcing Chang Bai onto the defensive. Spiritual light around him flared like a supernova. The shockwave alone flung Chang Bai far back. He struggled to his feet, sword in hand, cursing his foe, sneered that he was a weakling using fake golden light. Chang Bai shot back. He was just a filthy sorcerer. The man blazed brighter, his strength soaring like a true demon king unleashed. The enemy had nearly reached the late Foundation establishment stage. On the verge of breaking through, everyone below was crushed by the overwhelming pressure. Lulu cried out in panic, "It's over." His breaking through were doomed. Chang Bai, furious, summoned his Ki, shouting he'd slay the undraining fiend in heaven's name. After his breakthrough, the man sneered arrogantly, "Come at me if you dare." He rose into the air, demonic energy cocooning Chang Bai like smoky tendrils. Lulu screamed and threw a charm to save him. The charm exploded with fierce fire against the demonic sphere, but the sphere absorbed the blast completely. Unmoved, the villain scoffed, "Child's play." LeBeau observed sharply, spotting the weak point. Seeing the man's gaze drift toward Lulu, he dashed in to distract him. The demonic aura turned into a blazing ring, knocking Lulu off balance. LeBeau tossed a strange relic from his ring, summoning a massive green creature that left everyone stunned. He handed each person a swift charm, planning their escape. Without hesitation, he pulled the group to flee, leaving the green beast behind. The four collapsed inside an old house. Exhausted, LeBeau panted that only the charms kept them alive. Lulu remarked, "You picked this house because it's safest, right?" He denied it. "Nope, my Kai only carried us this far." Peeking outside, he realized they could see the enemy's every move from here. Watching that, he almost blurted, "Holy crap, is he cultivating right now?" Lulu calmly confirmed with spiritual sense that energy was indeed circulating. She reminded them about the blinding pill he swallowed earlier, asking if they remembered. Her face turned serious. She explained it was pure yang essence refined into true yang energy. Shi Jia asked why he still looked androgynous despite absorbing yang. Luo Lu said he mixed yin into yang for balance, making his power even stranger. She added he now held both yin and yang within, releasing false yang while secretly absorbing hidden dark yin, a technique beyond their understanding. Suddenly Lulu's face pale. LeBeau asked urgently, "What's wrong?" She trembled. "The fog demons around us have broken free." She added, "Not good has found us." Deep in the forest, a pink-robed girl asked her white-robed grandfather about the traitor. The old man pinpointed his exact location. The girl smiled wickedly, asking when to act. The old man said to let the 4 Dao cultivators fight first, then capture the traitor once he's exhausted. She noticed his unease and asked why. He said vaguely he felt someone watching them. High above, Sang Yulei drifted around the moon, her robe fluttering in the wind. Hearing everything, she sneered, turning LeBeau into prey. "Then I'll be the hunter and wipe out your whole nest." Meanwhile, the villain atop the tower shouted arrogantly, "Still dare come here to die?" Shi Jia shook with rage, brandishing her artifact and cursing that the formation was sealed. If this dragged on, they'd be crushed. LeBeau sweated. "I don't know what to do." Suddenly his eyes lit up, an idea sparked. As green monsters swarmed them, he pulled his classic move. Of the 30s strategies runs the best. Seeing him bolt, Shi Jia screamed, "You bastard! LeBeau, you're ditching us." Lulu froze. "No way, is not that kind of guy, right?" The villain above laughed, aura flaring. "At least he knows to flee. You lot only differ by how soon you die." The green fiend stormed in like a hurricane, forcing Shi Jia to brace herself for impact. But Shi Jia took a heavy blow to the back, stumbling almost to her knees. She propped herself up with her staff, wincing and cursing, "That traitor LeBeau ran off and left us." The villain sneered only to freeze as LeBeau appeared behind him. Brick in hand, "Relax, I'll send you straight to the underworld." One mighty bonk later, the villain wondered why the world flipped. He was the one going down. LeBeau swung the brick wildly, chanting for better aim, while Shi Jia cheered and Lulu froze. "Wait, he doesn't even have gear." Shi Jia lunged in and hugged him, crying, "Thought you really ditched us." He laughed awkwardly, "With you hugging this tight, I couldn't run if I tried." She blushed, stammering, "Don't talk nonsense." LeBeau played dumb. "I didn't say anything." The villain lay flattened as the group exchanged looks, wondering what to do next. Suddenly, An old voice called out, "Wait, don't strike." A white-haired man and his pink-robed granddaughter emerged, the elder saying, "That man you caught is our sex traitor. Hand him over." LeBeau instantly knew they'd come to steal credit, while the pink girl snapped, "He'd be dead anyway without you." The old man feigned politeness. "Please understand, is important to us." LeBeau smirked. "Sure, but where's the offering?" The elder lost patience, releasing golden core level pressure that stunned everyone. He ordered, "Take the prisoner. He'll handle them." Chang Bei cursed. "Great, just our luck, a living nightmare." Forced to kneel, LeBeau growled, "Trying to rob me? Dream on, I won't let that slide." Suddenly, lightning tore from the sky, striking the old man directly as the four gawked. The pink girl screamed in terror. Shijia assumed LeBeau did it and praised, "Nice one. That hit hard." He panicked. "I just said something mean out loud. That's all." From above, Tun Gaiatli descended majestically. "I've been watching you from the start." She glared and demanded, "Who are you people and what's your goal?" LeBeau was too shocked to speak. The old man lay battered and coughing. His granddaughter rushed to hold him, begging her to stop. Trembling, the girl confessed, "We're from Ngayakite society." The elder snarled, "Silence, fool." She knelt, pleading, "Our leader sent us to investigate the traitor. Please spare my grandfather." The wounded elder rasped, "Kill me and the leader will avenge us." LeBeau sneered, "Yo, sounds juicy. Tell me more, maybe he'll protect you as framed witnesses." The pink girl, speechless, finally nodded. "You already know everything, don't you?" LeBeau stared coldly. "Know it exactly." She shut her eyes, gritting her teeth. Nagaya Quiet Society is an underground faction directly linked to Shen Xiao Society. LeBeau froze, blurting, "What? Impossible." Chaos churned inside him. He never imagined the so-called allies were the ones setting the trap. His face hardened, lips curling into a sharp grin. "Good. The messier, the better." Standing beside Tu Gaiatli, she drew her radiant silver sword. "No matter the enemy, it'll protect you." LeBeau smiled fiercely. "Yeah, let's see how long they last."